One that replaces the messy, drippy basket with a handy scoop. The Presto Fry Daddy. It even stores oil for the next time.
Oh!
Presto.
Cowboys and the Redskins is always special. Tomorrow after the update.
After 15 weeks, only 2 teams remain to battle for the Texas 5A football title. The surprise team of the playoffs has to be Beaumont French. Quarterback Mark Gilbo, number 11, has passed the Buffaloes to 4 consecutive upsets. 19 touchdowns on the year for Gilbo. Tight end Melvin Turner, number 84, has been Gilbo's main target throughout the season. 42 catches for 10 touchdowns in the regular season, 16 for 7 touchdowns in the playoffs. The number 1 ranked Permian Panthers from Odessa beat Highland Park in the wind and rain last week to get here today behind the 1-2 punch of quarterback Alton Holloway's passing and the running of fullback Dal Watson, number 18. Permian has averaged over 390 yards and 35 points per game. From Texas Stadium in Irving, it's French High of Beaumont against Odessa Permian as the Lorimar Sports Network presents the 1984 Texas 5A High School Football Championship.
Today's Texas 5A High School Football Championship. Brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottler. For big refreshment, Coke is it. By Pontiac. Cars built with a feel for the road. Pontiac. We build excitement. And by Southwestern Bell Telephone. We're online with the future.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Brad Sham, along with Gifford Nielsen. We're very pleased you could join us today for what ought to be an outstanding high school 5A championship game between Odessa Permian and Beaumont French. And Gifford, the first thing is the weather. What a beautiful day to play ball.
Boy, isn't it beautiful out there? There's just a little bit of a chill in the air, but it is beautiful.
This is an interesting matchup for these 2 teams. Odessa Permian has been here before, won the state championship in 1980. Now, for Beaumont French, they've never gotten quite this far. And Gifford Nielsen has seen pressure games in high school, in college at Brigham Young. What are they up to now, by the way? And, of course, in the NFL with the Houston Oilers. For high school kids, Giff, is there that much pressure in a game like this, or is that overdone?
There really is pressure, Brad. It comes down to the situation where these players are out here playing in the top game that they've played in up to this point in their career. And it's just like any level you step up into. When you get to college, you're going to be playing in the bowl games. When you get into professional ball, you're going to be playing in the postseason games. And up to this point, this is the biggest game of these young guys' career.
That's not to say there won't be pressure on the Panthers from Odessa Permian, but with their tradition, perhaps they're a little more equipped to handle it. On the other hand, maybe the natural high for Beaumont French will be something that'll lift them to greater heights today. The road to the championship, first of all, for Beaumont French. Here's what they've had to do in the playoffs.
There you can see they've won. They lost, or they started out at 4-4, and then they came back strong. They've won their last 7 games. They've played extremely well in the playoffs. All of them have been upsets, and they're a big play type of a football team.
And we need to remember that Beaumont French finished second in District 4 and made it in as a wild card. And, of course, the 4 upsets have brought them to this point. They have some outstanding players, and they are an offensive team. First of all, I guess we are looking for an offensive speed day from them.
They do have a lot of speed on offense, and one of the keys to their offense is their quarterback, Mark Gilbo. Now, here he is right there. Gilbo is a left-handed passer. He likes to roll out. What they'll do is they'll get into the I formation, into the slot formation. Gilbo will roll out and throw on the run.
A number of key receivers anytime you have a passing attack like Beaumont French. Willie Williams, number 9, will be one man to look for. But if you're looking for the big gun, and Gilbo will be, look for number 84. Look for the tight end, Turner.
He's a fine one, Melvin Turner, and there are a lot of college scouts looking at this guy. Look at that. Look at those statistics. He can really get deep, and he's the one that makes the big play.
John Wilkins has been the head football coach at Odessa Permian for quite some time. His team is a little bit bigger, but he says it's very difficult to simulate the speed of French in practice. And we asked John Wilkins what it would take to beat French.
I think it'll take an error-free game for us, a good kicking game, sound defense, not let them have the big play. And I think that's the thing we're concerned about as much as anything. And certainly try to control the football for us offensively when we have the ball. And I think for that we're going to have to catch the football in order to control the football. And I think just play the game that we're capable of playing. And if we can do that, then I feel like our chances are going to be good.
Coach Wilkins' Odessa Permian team is expected to be here. 15-0, number 1 ranked in the state, and they are a powerhouse running football team.
They are. They're rich in tradition. That's one of the things about them. They've got a good little quarterback, Alton Holloway. This is how they came to be in this in the playoffs here in the state championship game. A big win last week over Highland Park. That was in a driving rainstorm. They've got some good people on that team.
Now, of course, we do have, as we mentioned, the benefit of good weather, which is nice for the players, especially today. And one of the key players is the quarterback, Gibb.
Alton Holloway, a good little quarterback. Now, this guy started about 5 games for him last year. He likes to throw on the run. He's a good one.
Now, the running attack is keyed by Mr. Versatile. Watch number 18. He's the middle linebacker. He's the punter. He's also the star fullback for Odessa Permian, Dow Watson.
He does a great job for him. I think he even is a water boy. He does everything for that team. He's a great leader.
The head coach at Beaumont French is Steve Shaver. He's a little bit like one of your old coaches, Bum Phillips, isn't he?
Bum Phillips. In fact, the interesting thing about this is Bum played for Beaumont French, I think, in 1940, the last time that they came this far in the playoffs.
And we asked Coach Shaver what it would take for his team to be able to have a chance today to beat the Odessa Permian Panthers.
Well, Permian's a team that makes very few mistakes, and if you expect to stay on the field with Permian, you have to do likewise. We're going to have to cut down on our mistakes, probably play the best that we can, very best we can play, and we've got a chance. And that's about all we can do is go out and give it our best shot and see where it falls there.
The stage is set. We have a great day for the game. We have 2 teams excited to be here. Settle back in the easy chair and join us for the big game coming up between Beaumont French and Odessa Permian. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat and keep it company. That's the song I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat. Pontiac.
At Pontiac, our luxury cars are designed like our performance cars from the driver's point of view. Behind the wheel of a sporty Grand Prix, elegant Bonneville, or full-size 6-passenger Parisienne, you get room and comfort as well as balanced performance. You get a car that looks good and feels good too. Grand Prix, Bonneville, Parisienne, only from Pontiac.
Test drive one at your Pontiac dealer.
By the time I hit the field, I've already worked overtime, studying films of the guy across the line, 4 hours a night, because I believe in doing my homework. And people wonder how come I'm always in the right place at the right time.
There's a certain Southwest spirit.
This is what we call our Quicket machine. It allows you to buy a ticket in about 30 seconds.
There's a certain Southwest style.
Just take your credit card and run it through the machine like this. Just like this.
There's a certain Southwest flair.
Patty, what's wrong with this machine?
Part's expired, Herb.
Oh.
We're Southwest Airlines.
the blue skies we were telling you about. There are the blue skies. There is the blue skies. Beaumont French and Odessa Permian. You won't have any trouble telling the teams apart today. Beaumont French wearing white with orange trim, and the sideline behind the Beaumont French bench, I'm going to have to avoid saying that too many times, is a sea of orange and white. It looks like a Texas game or a Tennessee game. And there you see the introduction momentarily of Mojo.
Mojo Magic. I was asking a bunch of people about that, and they said that Mojo Magic originated in 1968. Odessa Permian got beat by 28 points one time. Some people were up in the stands, and they were standing up there going, "More juice, more juice," and it turned into Mojo, which means a great deal to the people of Permian.
That's not a large caterpillar. Those are going to be balloons in just a moment. And the Panthers, of course, wear those somewhat menacing black jerseys, as you see, with the white helmets. There's a little psychology to that, isn't there?
Black magic. I can remember when we used to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially on Monday night. We used to go up there. Those guys used to be dressed in that black and gold, and there is a psychological edge that they have because of it.
Captains whose backs are to you for Beaumont French: Gilbo, the quarterback, number 11; Charles Goodman, number 17; Keel, number 33. You'll see him at fullback and linebacker, and we told you about Melvin Turner. The Permian captains who are calling the flip: Holloway, Watson, Madison. And the flip, we'll know in just a second, has apparently been won by Beaumont French. How important is that, Gifford, when you're at a level like this to start off having the football in your hands?
Well, I think it's extremely important. I think it's important for French because they now have a chance to come right out of the blocks and start putting the ball up and see if they can come up with that big play that they've used to get to where they are right now.
Well, there you see Mojo. That is quite a sight. And there are an awful lot of folks here from Odessa, and that's an awful lot of folk right there. That was Steve Shaver, the head coach of Beaumont French, and he's a fun guy.
He is a fun guy. He's happy to be here. You know, I'll tell you what, last night we were out watching practice and came back out. He said, "Come on out here and enjoy this. This is great."
Well, it's really great for the youngsters. This is at one level. By the way, here are the officials who'll be working today. Percy Penn is the referee. Jim Park, the umpire. Jimmy Sanders, Billy Walters, Chuck Clay, and Art Blair finish out the crew. And the Mojo Magic balloons go floating into the north central Texas sky. Percy Penn in the white hat. But it's really neat what I started to say, Gifford, before we get going here. For these youngsters, sure, there's pressure. They want to win. But it's not nearly as life and death, I would think, as it is in college, and then at that level, not as life and death as in the pros. For many of these kids, this will be their last game. Many of them will go on to play college, but this has got to be the ultimate fun thing for these young men.
This is total excitement, and can you imagine what's going through their minds right now and the butterflies in their stomachs right now? Right before this opening kickoff, these guys want to go out and hit somebody and get all those butterflies out. This is the fun part about high school football. When you're involved in the top game, that's when it all counts. That's what you've worked for all year. That's where you set your goals for. And now they're here, and we're ready for the opening kickoff.
And that's Woody Bryant. And he will kick off for Odessa Permian, trying to win its first 5A state championship since before it was 5A, really. Back in 1980, it was 4A. And here we go. And the kick will go to Paul Jones, and he fumbles the ball at the 8, across the 20, and down to the 27-yard line. And French will start at that point.
That's what we're talking about just a little bit, those pre-game jitters. And with a little fumble right there, he got the ball back and started upfield.
There's the opening backfield. Gilbo is the quarterback. Jeff Turner, Jerry Lee. Watch Willie Williams. He is exciting. Keith Wyckoff, Melvin Turner, the tight end we told you about. And here are their blockers: Edelman, St. Andrews, Bohannon, Jenkins, and Rodenberg. First play of the game. First down and 10. French starting at the 27. And the quarterback, Keith. And look at Gilbo. That's a gain of about 8 to the 35-yard line, about 2 yards short of a first down.
Gilbo's been on the big end of those big plays for him, and he just made one right there. They came out in the I formation, a slot formation. Just a simple rollout. Here he comes. Little play action fake, puts the ball right on his hip, and he's coming out here. Cuts upfield. Permian misses a couple of tackles right there, and Gilbo makes 8 yards.
Remember now, he's a left-handed quarterback. It'll be interesting to see if he tries to throw back on that right roll a little bit later on. 2 wide receivers go to the left for French on 2nd down and short. And the handoff, and we've got a first down for Jerry Lee, senior halfback.
It looks like what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to open up that defense. And here's the defense.
For Odessa Permian, 4 down linemen. Rodriguez, Bell, Wilson, and Fuller. Heathington, Watson, we told you, is also the fullback. Payne, the linebackers. Madison, Swaim, Lish, and Wright in the secondary. 1st and 10. French at the 41 on the game's opening series. And this is the fullback, Paul Jones. He had just come in to replace Jerry Lee, and John Fuller made the stop, number 64. That's a gain of about 4, call it 2nd and 5. Officially, they say he got a 5-yard gain.
That offensive line for French right now is doing a pretty good job. They're small, but they're quick, and they've been able to rise to the occasion.
Early first quarter, we are scoreless, 2nd down and 5. French working from its 45. 2 receivers left again. And again, it's Lee, and this time they're waiting for him, Giff.
They were waiting for him out of that I formation. You know, it's really interesting right now what they're doing. French is trying to spread out Permian's defense, and they'll put that wide slot on one side, and then bring a receiver all the way out on the other side, and then try and run that inside running game. And Permian didn't bend that time.
75, Kevin Wilson made the stop, and it's the first 3rd down of the afternoon for Beaumont French. 3rd and 6 at the 45. We may see them air it out now. And a big blitz on Gilbo, and it is incomplete. Intended on the far sideline for Willie Williams, and he threw it a little too tall, making the coverage number 16 there, Dan Swaim, I beg your pardon.
There was that rollout again, and that's what Gilbo likes to do. He likes to roll out. What they were doing is they were working an outside pattern. They had a hook inside that time. Gilbo decided to go outside, just do it a little bit too tall.
So a punting situation for French, and number 71, Barry Edelman, is the punter. The deep man is Greg Anderson. He's had a gimpy ankle, but he is in there, and he takes it from the 17-yard line. And here goes Anderson. He's got 1 man to beat, and he is gone. Greg Anderson. 82 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, wow. What a
mojo magic.
That's that mojo magic that they're all talking about. Boy, they put those black uniforms on. They get a little bit of that rich tradition. And he ran 82 yards for a touchdown.
Greg Anderson, a junior.
Here he goes. He's got the ball right here. He's going to get some good blocks right there. Cuts up the field. Makes a nice move right there. Picks up a couple of blocks. And then he has 1 guy to beat. Puts a little move right there, and it's clear sailing. Greg Anderson in point after.
And the extra point is good by Woody Bryant, and we have 9:53 to play in the first quarter. And Odessa Permian leads Beaumont French 7-0. We'll be back to Texas Stadium in just a moment.
More than telephone service, the Southwestern Bell Network is the messenger of the information age.
There are more than 1,000 7-Eleven stores in our automatic teller system, and we needed a digital network to efficiently handle transactions. We went with Southwestern Bell Telephone. Now we have a system we can all bank on.
To put information into motion, call Southwestern Bell Telephone. We're online with the future.
This electronic timer will show how fast you can relieve sore throat pain.
My sore throat feels very red and hot.
Will you try Chloraseptic?
Sure.
Now watch the timer.
Oh, that's nice. That works really good.
With doctor-recommended Chloraseptic, relief is just seconds away.
Watch number 11, Greg Anderson, returning a punt, 82 yards for a touchdown. Gifford Nielsen, he does not look like a young man who had a sprained ankle last week, does he?
He really doesn't, and he's one of the few juniors on this Permian team. He cuts upfield, and he puts a really good move on right now. Picks up a nice block, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown.
Number 85, Anthony Young, had one shot at him back upfield. I tell you that you got to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff for drilling into the young men the importance of the blocking on the kicking game.
Special teams will win some football games for you, and that's exactly what's happening right now in this football game. It's going to be interesting to see how French comes back out of this situation, because they're in here for the first time. Permian's supposed to be here. French has knocked off everybody to get here. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out with this second offensive series.
Bryant to kick it away. Woody Bryant. Again, Williams and Jones are deep, and this is a little squib kick. And the up man who makes the play is Melvin Turner.
That was a smart play on the part of Melvin Turner, falling on the ball instead of trying to pick it up and run with it. A lot of times you'll fumble that ball.
So Beaumont French will start its second possession at its own 33-yard line. Be interesting to see now if we see that vaunted passing attack a little more. Gilbo threw just one time on the opening series, and it was incomplete. And we'll get it right away. Deep for Williams.
Oh, no! What a throw!
27-yard line.
What a throw by Mark Gilbo.
He caught it at the 27 and was bumped out of bounds at the 11.
That's what we were talking about, Brad, right at the top of the show. The big play. Here goes Gilbo. He comes off the play action fake. He's rolling to his right, turns around. He's got Willie Williams, who's only a sophomore, all the way down the field, hits him right on the money. And Willie Williams looks like he's going to score, but gets pushed out of bounds right there. What a play.
A gain of 56 yards. Williams is a little fella, but he can really move. He's only 155 pounds.
And he's only a sophomore.
There he is, catching a little breath, number 9. And the I formation for French as they start from the Permian 11. Jones, and he will score.
Here he comes from the handoff from Gilbo, goes right off the right tackle, and he's going to go in. He's got a little bit of collision right there at the goal line, but he forces himself in. Paul Jones goes in for a touchdown. And now look at Jones. He has to hurry and change his foot because he's kicking the extra point.
He is the kicker.
Changing his shoe, rather, not his foot.
He might change his foot, too. The holder, Paul Carradine, and the kick is good. And just like that, we have a tie ball game. The touchdowns were less than 20 seconds of official clock time apart. 9:37 now left to be played in the first quarter. The score, Permian 7 and French 7. We'll be right back.
Hey, Billy. What's in the box, Billy? What do you got in the box? Nothing. What's he up to? Oh, Coke is it. It's the one you grow up with. It's the real cola taste. With the light. Check this guy out.
Billy, I'm really proud of you.
Big news. There's a brand new supermarket that gives you what none of the 4 biggest in Dallas-Fort Worth can. A lower total food bill. Lower than Kroger. Lower than Safeway. Lower than Tom Thumb. And lower than Skaggs Alpha Beta. In fact, Albertsons prices are so low every day, they don't even have to run newspaper specials.
Albertsons, now open in Richardson and Plano.
That is just about how wide open the game has been.
These teams are supposed to be tight.
There's the scoring drive for French. It only took 2 plays. The 56-yard pass to Williams and the 11-yard run by Jones to bring us to that score. And it has really been wide open. There is Paul Jones. He's going to be tired time the afternoon's over.
Changing shoes.
He will also kick off. We've had an 82-yard punt return by Permian's Greg Anderson for the first score. And that young man just made an 11-yard touchdown run moments ago after a 56-yard pass to Williams. Anderson, number 11, is the man who returned the punt. And back with him is Brian Lauterbach. And here is Jones' kickoff. And it'll be Lauterbach at the 8. And he's out to the 30-yard line. Making the stop, Anthony Young, number 85 for French. And we will now see the offense of Odessa Permian for the first time, believe it or not. We'll get a look at Alton Holloway and Dal Watson, Rich Fletcher, Lauterbach, Anderson, Dyron New, the tight end, and the blockers, Boyer, Young, Fields, Clark, and Montgomery. And we will start at the 30-yard line. 7-7 game. And the inside handoff goes to Watson, and there's a flag on the play. Donnell Anderson and Chris Williams made the tackle after a gain of almost 9 yards, but check the flag. It will apparently be against French, and it will.
French was jumping just a little bit. I imagine that defense is out there ready to hit, too. That's their first play, and they're out there a little bit excited on that snap count.
Offside against French. But Watson had a gain of 9 yards, so they will decline it. As you see Percy Penn indicate, it'll be 2nd and a yard. There's the Permian huddle. And Alton Holloway, what a poised young man. Now Lauterbach hurries into the huddle with a play. There's what Holloway has done throwing the ball this year, so he's not just a running threat. 2nd and 1, and flags go down again as the handoff went to Watson again, and he got the first down. Chris Williams again made the tackle. Now check the flag. A 7-7 game in the first quarter, and we have illegal motion against the Panthers, and that'll bring the play back.
One of the things with Permian, Brad, I don't think you're going to see too many penalties because they're a very well-schooled football team. They start these young kids out in the 7th grade running the same plays that the high school team is running, and they just do a good job of it.
Here's the defensive front for the Buffaloes of Beaumont French. Wilson, Nobles, Robert Chambers, Bryant, Goodman, and Williams. Keel, Hughes, and then the secondary. After the penalty, 2nd and 6 for Permian at their own 34. Coming to the left side is Watson. Oh, he broke a tackle. First down for Watson up at the Permian 48-yard line and out of bounds. Forced out of bounds by Morris Jenkins, the cornerback. There is Dal Watson.
Here you can see it on an instant replay. Dal Watson coming up. It's a weak side slant running play. Watson makes the yardage by himself right here. He gets some good blocks, but then he has to do it up by himself. He's been able to do that this year. You know, Watson is the student body president at Permian High School.
That is his 2nd carry and a first down after a gain of 13, and Holloway's first pass is caught by Watson at midfield. And they'll get about 6 yards on that play. Robert Keel, number 33, made the tackle. Let's pause here 5 seconds so that stations down the line can identify themselves. This is the Lorimar Sports Network.
This is WFAA-TV, Channel 8, Dallas-Fort Worth.
55 left to play. As you see, John Wilkins, the Permian coach. 7-7 game, and the Panthers have a 2nd and 5. For the first time, they're in French territory at the 48. Outside handoff. This time it's Fletcher. And look at that defense string it out.
one of the keys right there, Brad, is for him to string it out, and the French defense did a great job in stringing that play out.
That's Morris Jenkins, who you saw making the tackle and celebrating it.
What they're going to do is they're going to fake an inside run to Dal Watson, and then they're going to give it over the top to Fletcher, and Fletcher's going to get outside, but he's not going anywhere. That defense did a good job stringing that thing out, making a good tackle right there.
Jenkins, and you also have to give a lot of credit to Edgar Chazelle, number 32. And here's the first third down play for the Panthers offense. 3rd and 5 at their own at the French 47. 2 receivers to the right, and a flag goes down. We have a delay of game. And instead of 3rd and 5, it'll be 3rd and 10.
One of the things that Permian likes to do is they like to shuffle in Lauterbach and Lightfoot. Head coach John Wilkins will call the play. Those 2 guys will bring it in, and that time they just took a little bit too much time getting that play off.
Coach Shaver looks like might have a little bit of a nervous tummy. I guess he'd have a lot of a nervous tummy, but that's all right.
I'll tell you what, he's about as easygoing as you can get.
But don't think easygoing fellas like that don't feel the pressure, too. 3rd and 10. Permian back at its own 48. Play fake. Holloway wants to throw, and he is dropped for a big loss. Nice play by Michael Bryant, number 21, the senior defensive end. Loss of 8.
Here you can see they're coming off play action right there. They fake the number 10 right there, Fletcher. And here comes Holloway. He's coming out here. He's looking for a receiver downfield, but Michael Bryant makes a great play. Gets blocked, gets back up, and throws Holloway for a loss.
You could see maybe in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, he might have been looking for Watson, but he was very well covered. So Watson will punt it away. Big rush, but he gets the kick, and it's Willie Williams at the 24. And Williams gets about a 10-yard return. 36-yard kick, officially an 8-yard return. Mike Hevington made the tackle. And French will have its second possession.
Willie Williams was a JV quarterback. He can throw it on an end-around play. They decided to call him up and bring him up, and he's been a big play guy for him since the playoffs, all during the playoffs.
5:44 left first quarter. 7-7 game. French with its second possession. And the play fake out of the I formation. And Gilbo had to run for his life. Kevin Wilson was not fooled by the play fake. Number 75.
Looks like there might have been just a little bit of a mix-up. Gilbo wanted to get outside. Good job right there by number 64 Fuller to force that thing back inside. And then good pursuit, good defense, and there's number 18 one more time, Dal Watson.
Plays are coming in at tailback. Lee and Paul Jones, and it's 2nd and 15 for French. Roll out for Gilbo, and it's caught at the 40 by Williams. Look at that move. First down. All the way down to the Permian 48-yard line before Tom Lish, the free safety, could get him. And it was not Williams, it was Wyckoff, number 5.
Here's Gilbo rolling out. Now, he's got such a strong arm. He gets the ball there quick enough for Williams to make a move. That was supposed to be about an 8-yard play, and Williams turns it into about a 20-yard gain.
Wyckoff with the 23-yard catch. And French with a 1st and 10 now at the 47 of the Panthers. And up the middle, and not getting much, is Jerry Lee, about 2 yards. Kevin Wilson, Bobby Rodriguez.
That's the basic running play, Brad, that you'll see by French. They like to get in that I formation, and then their play action passes will come off that basic running play.
So we have a 2nd down and 7. 23-yard completion to Keith Wyckoff moments ago. You see what Gilbo has done in the playoffs for the Buffaloes. Play fake. And it is dropped. Would have been a heck of a catch by Keith Wyckoff. Coverage from Mitch Madison. He had a chance, but that would have been tough.
That would have been tough. And, you know, one of the things you were talking about earlier is rolling to your right with a left-handed quarterback. Well, here Gilbo goes, and he throws it. He stops just a little bit, plants himself. Wyckoff was covered, but Gilbo put it right on the money. It would have been a very nice play.
That was really a heck of a pass because Mitch Madison, number 15, had pretty good coverage there, and the pass could only be in one place to be catchable. So it is 3rd down and 7 now for Beaumont French. And Gilbo wants to throw. Sideline. What a catch by Melvin Turner.
They're not going to give it to him. There's the big tight end. Let's watch it again. Here it comes off the play action pass. They're going to go back across the field, and Gilbo puts this right on the money. It looks like Turner's going to get it. Oh! He juggled it momentarily, didn't have possession. Good call by the official.
So it'll be a punting situation. And Greg Anderson is back. There's a flag down. Anderson calls for the fair catch, makes it at the 12. And now let's check the marker. It's way back upfield. Coach Shaver wants to know what's what. We have a 7-7 game with 3:49 to play in the first quarter. And the preliminary indication is motion against French.
There's Alton Holloway. He's deciding whether they're going to take the penalty, and it looks like they're going to bring it back and kick it again.
Hoping for better field position, you reckon?
I think so. It's a nice kick by Edelman.
And that's exactly what they'll do. John Wilkins, 11 years at Permian, and what a record, huh?
What a record he's put together. What a program he has there. Continuity all the way through, from 7th grade all the way till a senior in high school.
Edelman will kick it again. And it hits at the 20, and they're not going to get a break. In fact, it's going to cost them a couple of yards. Inside the 10, a 40-yard kick for Edelman that time. And Odessa Permian will start at its own 9-yard line.
I think in my athletic career, Brad, that seems to always happen. Every time you take it back and try and kick it over and want something better, it always seems to backfire on you.
Officially, they will spot the ball at the 10. The game is tied at 7 with 3:37 to play in the first quarter. Permian expected to win this game, and so French really showing its mettle early. And here are the Panthers. This is Watson. Oh, he broke a couple and got out of bounds at the 15. Derek Wilson with the defensive play, number 82. But again, Giff, they had strung it out, and great individual effort by Watson to break it back upfield.
He really is a strong running back. He got out there, and it looked like he was going to be stopped or held for a loss. Here it is again. Just that weak side slant play right there. French strung it out. 3 guys hit him. He keeps his feet and gained about 5 or 6 yards.
Number 64, Detrick Hughes, had his hands on him, and you can imagine the frustration of that youngster. 2nd down and 5. Panthers. And it's the first man through, Watson. And he is a little short of a first down. Thad Nobles, number 60, waiting for him to make the defensive play.
One of the things French's coach wanted to do, they'll vary their 8-man defensive line. They know that Permian likes to trap. And so what they're going to do is they're going to move back and forth on that defensive line and try and give the Permian offensive linemen some different looks. And that's what they're doing right now, but Permian is being able to move the ball up the middle on them with Watson.
3rd down and 2. This is a big defensive play series here as flags go down. And they stop Rich Fletcher, the tailback, but we better check the flags. If it's against French, it'll be a first down. And we'll watch no, this will be against Odessa Permian. Illegal motion.
I think there was a little bit of movement on the left side of the line there.
This has got to be a big emotional defensive series for French.
Here you can see it. Yeah, there it is right there. Number 86, Dyron New, moved just a little bit. French declined the penalty, wants the ball.
And they'll get it in pretty good shape. And number 18, Dal Watson, stays in to punt. And French will send Willie Williams back to take it. That's Watson, the punter. Oh, high snap. And it's blocked because of the high snap. What a break for French, and they made their own break. The ball will die at the Odessa Permian 36-yard line.
They went after it, didn't they?
Only a 20-yard kick, and the high snap did not help. And French will take over at the Permian 36.
Let's take a look at this snap. You can see Watson going way up. He grabs the ball, and by that time, the French players were all over him. You can't quite see who got it, but they did block it. French takes over.
So here goes Gilbo. Deep for Williams. Oh, what a catch! And a touchdown! And he appears to have hurt his leg. 36-yard touchdown pass from Gilbo to Williams, and he is injured.
Boy, will that hurt him. Here's Gilbo. He comes out on the play action fake again. He's going to go back across. He puts this thing right on the money, and Willie Williams makes a great catch, but look at what he does with it after he catches it. He says, I want to score a touchdown, and he drags him into the end zone. Hopefully that guy is not hurt too bad, because he's made some big plays. Here we see it again. Gilbo coming back. He gets himself set, throws the ball, throws a perfect strike to Willie Williams. Good concentration on the ball between two defenders, and Williams says, I'm going to score a touchdown.
How about the concentration on Williams? And he was, of course, being dragged, or you could see him dragging, rather, the Permian defenders. Looked like Billy Jones. Willie Williams is up and on his feet, hobbling. Might be a hamstring, but we really don't even want to guess until we get official word. But the first thing you think of when you see him up and walking like that is it's not a knee.
Coach Schaefer right there saying, please don't let it be serious. There he is. He's starting to run just a little bit. He's back. This kid is only a sophomore.
Willie Williams has caught 2 passes in the first quarter for 92 yards and a touchdown. He made a great catch because the defender kind of bumped him just at about the time the ball got there.
I thought we were going to see a pass interference penalty right there. We didn't see that, but we saw a tremendous concentration by a young sophomore kid that's made a couple of big plays. And he's getting a little bit of congratulations. There's a little emotion down there.
Extra point is good by Paul Jones. 2:18 to play in the first quarter. And in something of an upset, they are celebrating right now in Beaumont because the Buffaloes of French High School have jumped out in front of the favored Odessa Permian Panthers 14-7. And Gifford, they have come back to do it. Remember, Permian scored first on the 82-yard punt return by Greg Anderson. So that really shows you a lot of poise on the part of these youngsters from French. We talked early in the game about the pressure, and they seem to be enjoying it.
They're having a great time. They don't even feel any pressure. At least I don't feel it from their team. You know, the thing that we talked about right at the top, Brad, were the big plays. And no question about it, French has made some big plays. Gilbo has put that ball right on the money, throwing downfield, done a great job, and Willie Williams has been the guy that's been on the receiving end of those big plays.
Another thing for you youngsters who are watching to remember is something we've talked about already in the first quarter, and that is the importance of execution on the kicking game. It's not just all glamour on offense and defense. We've had Permian score its touchdown on an 82-yard punt return that Greg Anderson wouldn't have been able to score without some terrific blocking, and we saw the punt rush team of French, aided by a high snap on a punt, blocked the kick, and that set up the touchdown. Now here is Paul Jones. His kickoff is a little short, and it is bobbled by Lauterbach, but here he comes anyway. And here he goes, up to the 39-yard line. What a return. Paul Jones, the kicker, made the stop. He ran it back 25 yards.
That was a situation where special teams comes into play again. Lauterbach gets the ball right there. Looks like he's going to be stopped on about the 15-yard line. He comes all the way back out to the 39-yard line. Instead of starting from the hole, you're starting with excellent field position, and here we see it from the end zone. The ball just about bounces over the top of Lauterbach's head. He gets it. Good block right there by number 30. Number 86 gets in there. Dyron New goes right up the middle. Good job by Brian Louderback.
Detrick Hughes, French linebacker, is injured, and they are attending to him as you look at the Permian huddle. He's on his feet, Hughes is, as you see the Permian offensive lineman talking things over. Permian's going to start this series at its own 39-yard line. There is Detrick Hughes, who was shaken up, coming to the sideline. So it's 14-7 French out in front with 2:11 left in the first quarter. Anderson scored first for Permian on an 82-yard punt return. And less than 20 seconds later, Paul Jones ran one in for French, 11 yards. And then Williams with a 36-yard pass from Gilbo. And here is Permian trying to even the score. Holloway, deep, Anderson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morris Jenkins. Anderson was tripped, and Jenkins will go down at the 50. I'm not saying, I don't mean to suggest that it was intentional, but Gifford, Greg Anderson, the intended receiver, tripped over somebody's foot and making his cut.
He was tripped, and Alton Holloway right there is questioning that call with the official right now. Here comes Holloway. He comes back. He's looking for the home run, going straight downfield. There's the trip. Number 14, Morris Jenkins picks it off. And he's off and running.
Morris Jenkins with the interception, and here we go as French takes over at the 49-yard line of Odessa Permian. Now Percy Penn comes over with something to say. Oh, we have timeout called by Odessa Permian. There is Morris Jenkins, who just made the interception. And ran it back, by the way, 18 yards.
There were some people that questioned French being in this state championship game, but I'll tell you what, Brad, they are really playing hard.
Well, for the second time, you can hear, listen to the coaching staff. They're trying to catch up. There's Coach Shaver, the head coach at French, and for the second time now in this first quarter, as Permian coach Wilkins looks on rather impassively, the Buffaloes are going to start inside. They're going to start a drive inside Panther territory for the second time in a row. They had a block punt and now a pass interception, and two wide receivers go to the left, and that's Gilbo. Number 11. He has hit 3 out of his first 6 passes, and here comes number 7. Oh, he's got a man, Williams, and that is incomplete.
Looking for that big play receiver again, Willie Williams. Well, I'll tell you what, Brad, he threw that on the line, didn't he?
He did, but number 16, Dan Swaim of Permian, came up quickly to make the play. Look at the total yardage already in the first quarter. That's got to be a surprise, Gip, to a lot of people.
French, 142 total yards, Permian, 27 yards.
First turnover of the game is the interception a moment ago. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for French. Gilbo is in big trouble. Bobby Rodriguez, number 88, led the defensive charge, a loss of 10.
Permian looks like they want to start coming after Gilbo just a little bit. He's had a little bit too good this first quarter.
French so far has thumbed its nose at the tradition and at the people who said, wait a minute, you're a district runner-up. Not supposed to be in the state championship game, and they are proving they belong here. Gilbo turns around and whispers some instructions to his running backs. 3rd and 19. Wants to throw. Wyckoff, oh, it's intercepted by Anderson. And Wyckoff will stop him there and now get a little bit of help.
Looks like there might have been just a little bit of miscommunication on the part of Gilbo this time with his receiver. He just kind of throws it up, and the receiver breaks it off right there. Greg Anderson is waiting for it.
Wyckoff did a heck of a job of turning defender instantly, didn't he?
He really did. Held on to Anderson, and that's a pretty nice little punt if you want to put it in those terms. Of course, as a quarterback, you'd never like to put it in those terms.
57 seconds left to play first quarter. And Anderson makes the catch at the 25 and down the sideline for a first down for Permian.
One of the things with a receiver like Greg Anderson, you can put him on a little pattern like that. If you can get the ball out to him quick enough, he can make more than an 8-yard gain, as he did right there.
A gain of 13. Anderson now has returned a punt 82 yards for a touchdown.
Here you go. You can see him right there. He's going to put a little move on the defensive back right there. Number 40, Donnell Anderson. Misses him, and Anderson gets all the way out. 13-yard gain.
Permian out to its own 32 after Anderson's interception. Watson bounces off the tackle, and Jenkins finally drags him down up at the 39.
Dal Watson's got a lot of strength in his legs, and you can see how he bounces off tacklers. You see it's the weak side running play again. Just a short, quick little handoff to the weak side. Now watch the way he keeps his low center of gravity there. Just shucks the tackler right there. Turns a play that should have been called or should have been stopped for no gain into a play for some gain.
6-yard gain for Watson, and it's second down and 4. And Fletcher gets a nice inside block and then is ridden down for no gain. Derek Wilson made the stop, but that first block was kind of pretty. It was made by Alfred Clark, number 67.
Permian likes to run Dal Watson into the middle, and every once in a while they'll fake to Watson going in the middle, and then they'll either give it to Fletcher or Clennon Williams coming around the end. That time it was Fletcher.
And the first quarter has come to an end, so they will walk the other way at the end of the first period. The score at Texas Stadium: Beaumont French 14, Odessa Permian 7. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
The University Interscholastic League operates as part of the University of Texas Division of Continuing Education. The UIL covers a larger geographical area, serves more public schools, schedules a greater variety of contests, holds larger meets, and has a greater school membership than any other similar organization in the United States. The league also plays an active role in many national organizations.
Hi, I'm Mark Evans of Friendly Chevrolet. One of the biggest joys of Christmas is the exchanging of gifts, even if you think you know what's in them. Take this one from my Aunt Grace. It looks like a tie box, doesn't rattle, it's light. In spite of the fact that Aunt Grace always gives me a tie, I'm going to hope it's something different, like some hunting gloves or maybe even some football tickets. Oh, well, it's the thought that counts. So God bless you, Aunt Grace. And from all of us at Friendly Chevrolet, have a happy holiday.
Hey, Homer, how about some more coffee? Sure.
This Christmas, you'll save on the perfect gift for Dad by Farrah. Farrah Tri-Blend Flannel Slacks, now just $19.97 each. Choose from a variety of fashion colors and that comfortable fit that made Farrah famous.
We're making Christmas easy at Miller's Outpost.
That should fix it. What'd you use? Big glue.
$51, $52.
The tax man's back, and your Dallas County Ford dealers must cut their $45 million inventory.
$60.
During tax savings sale, prices will never be low on every car and truck. Buy before the 31st, get big discounts on F-150s and Rangers. Tempos, Escorts, price to sell. We must reduce Dallas County Ford dealer inventory.
99, 100.
Hurry!
100.
Dallas County Ford Dealers Tax Savings Sale ends December 31st.
The rest of that, there we see, Crunch Bunch. Those are French fans.
In high school state championship games, the first quarter, you're supposed to get warmed up, aren't you?
Oh. Well, I'll tell you, if that was just a warm-up, we better buckle up. 14-7, French leads Permian as we start the second quarter. But the Panthers with a 3rd and 4. Holloway with a rollout. And he is going to be close. But I think they will mark him short of the first down.
Great individual effort by Alton Holloway there. Here you can see it on the replay. Holloway getting outside. Now, he got some good blocks on the corner, but nobody could put down number 43 right there. Holloway almost gets the first down. I think it's going to be just a little bit short, Brad.
Paul Reed, number 43, the man who almost made the stop, and you can see the measurement. Look how close. Now it's the second play of the second quarter. Do you want to go for it in your own end of the field on second down, Coach Nielsen?
I think with their tradition, I think they ought to go for it. Heck, this is the high school state championship game. It's not that big of a gamble. Go for it.
Anderson leaves the lineup for Permian, and he is replaced by Troy Baker, number 82. And that might indicate a wide receiver out, a tight end in, and it appears that on 4th down and a yard, Odessa Permian will take a crack.
If you've got Dal Watson in your backfield, it's a pretty good percentage play right here to give it to Watson going right up the middle. But you know that's where French is going to be going.
4th and a yard, Permian trailing by a touchdown. And they pitch it, and they get it, and it is Watson.
Not up the middle. Bad call on my part. Here you can see the replay. Not up the middle this time. French was bunched in the middle. Little flip to Watson, and he goes around the right side. You can see it from the end zone right now. Little toss. Good blocking by the interior lineman. And he cups it upfield. Look who was throwing that block. That was Holloway throwing that block, the quarterback.
Also big number 70, Doug Boyer, the tackle. Now Holloway on first down, flips it out to Anderson. He makes a move and gets close to another first down.
One of the keys to a quick passing game is to get that ball out there as quick as you can get it out there and let those receivers make a little bit more yardages than they would normally make just on the pass itself. And that's exactly what Holloway is doing. He's taken 3 steps, and he's firing that ball out there, allowing Greg Anderson to make a little bit of a move and turn it possibly into a big play.
Anderson has 2 catches for 21 yards. It is 2nd down and 2. Inside Watson. And he got another first down to the 40. Robert Keel, number 33, made the tackle. But now, Giff, we're starting to see that persistence and the durability and the straight-ahead drive and poise of the Permian Panthers.
The Panthers like to put together drives like this. They like to play error-free football and just methodically move it down the field, and that's what we're seeing right now.
They're down to the 40-yard line, and Holloway slings it out. Oh, what a catch.
Nice catch by Lauterbach there.
That was a very acrobatic play right on the sideline.
That's what I'm talking about, though, Brad. On that quick pass right there, if Holloway can put it out there where a guy doesn't have to make an acrobatic catch, he can move it up. Now watch Holloway. 1, 2, 3, and he lets it fly. Now this thing is just a little bit wide. Lauterbach makes a great catch, gets his feet in bounds, but he didn't have the chance to move it up. Consequently, you only have a 2-yard gain instead of a possible 10 or 13-yard gain.
Holloway is 4 out of 5 for 28 yards. 1 interception, sacked once. Here's pass number 6, and pretty nice comeback catch. Short of a first down, but Robert Keel, the linebacker, was putting pressure on, and the catch was made by Anderson again.
Here you can see Keel. They've got just a little bit of a stunt right there. Nobody picks up Keel. Holloway does a great job in getting rid of that ball. And Anderson makes a great catch on a comeback. Robert Keel was the 22-5A defensive player of the year. So Holloway had a real player breathing down his neck.
And here's a 3rd down and 5. Permian trailing in the game 14-7. At the French 35. This is Watson, and he's got another first down at the 28. Keel and Chris Williams make the stop.
Here's the weak side play again. Just a simple weak side play. All the offensive linemen pin the defensive lineman inside. Watson breaks it to the outside and makes a nice gain.
And a very nice cutback, too. 1 step to his outside and then back up. And here is the dive play to Watson. And that won't get much. Nice defensive play by Thad Nobles, number 60. Jeff Truss, number 73. They were waiting on him.
They were waiting for him in the middle that time.
How about the day Greg Anderson has had today? He's caught 3 passes for 24 yards, returned a punt 82 yards for a touchdown, and intercepted a pass on defense.
What a day, what a day.
There he is, coming wide to the right. On 2nd down and 10. And they got through there in a hurry to mess it up. Holloway was driven backwards by number 60, Thad Nobles.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a play-action pass or not, but Thad Nobles just about took the handoff from Holloway.
Remember, there's supposed to be a bit of a size.
Here you can see it. Thad Nobles just shoots the gap right there, and I thought he was going to take the handoff from Holloway. Holloway did a great job that time holding on to the ball.
So it sets up 3rd down and 14, a loss of 4. And Holloway with a play fake. Screen pass to Watson at the 35, 25, 20, but still short of a 1st down.
Excellent, excellent call on that particular play. What they tried to do is they faked the play action pass. Watch this, you'll see the play action pass. They'll fake to the running back. All the linemen will come to the right, and then they slip Dal Watson with 1 lineman to the left. And it's set up just perfectly, getting back the yardage that they lost and almost getting a 1st down.
And
Good
on
call.
4th and 2, Gift, they'll go again. They've already made a 4th and 1 in this drive. 4th and 2. Watson.
I don't think so.
No. Chris Williams, number 16, led the charge.
Here comes Watson. He's coming in, but boy, I'll tell you what, he gets met head-on right there by number 16, Chris Williams, and then everybody else comes to support it. Here you can see it from the end zone. Good job by number 16, Chris Williams, the junior, 170 pounds.
So here's Gilbo and company, and this is Jones coming to the outside. No, maybe not. He attracted a lot of attention.
He was thinking about going to the outside, then he thought to himself, I better get back inside. Then he goes, oh no, I don't want to go there either.
Odessa Permian held the ball for 14 plays in a drive that overlapped the end of the 1st and beginning of the 2nd quarter, but were stopped. And the score is 14-7 French with 7:12 left to play in the 1st half. 2nd down and 7 now for the Buffaloes. Gilbo, 3 of 8 for 115 yards. And here goes Lee, and they're waiting for him. Tommy Bell and Danny Servants make the tackle.
Great pursuit on the part of the Permian defense right there. It looked like there was a hole, looked like there was an opening, but the defense came up really quick and closed the gap. There you'll see, is that Williams?
That's Lee.
That's Lee, Jerry Lee. You'll see Lee coming up, and then the defense closing the gap, and good pursuit.
So French has a 3rd and 6 to overcome. They are 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon. Leading in the game, Gilbo to pump fake, and there might be the first 3rd down conversion.
There's your big tight end.
That's the man we talked about at the very beginning of the game, Melvin Turner.
Just a simple rollout, and what they're doing is they're bringing Melvin Turner underneath. Gilbo waits for him, hits him for the 1st down.
And that number 20 is Alton Holloway, who is, of course, the quarterback on offense.
Little sprint action. He's waiting for Turner. Then he finds him, puts it right on the money, keeps the ball low so it can't be tipped. Good throw, good route.
He looked up and saw an open man, but the open man was Detrick Hughes, an offensive lineman. Inside handoff goes to Jerry Lee. Tommy Bell, number 69, made the play on Lee.
Both these teams, Brad, like to hit. You're seeing a lot of aggressive play out there. Of course, that's the reason they're here, because they have played aggressively the whole year. But you're seeing a lot of aggressive, good, hard-nosed football.
Paul Jones into the French lineup at running back, and an extra wide receiver, Cedric Jones, has come in. Gilbo with a 2nd down and 8. Jones. What a play by Tommy Bell. He is having a terrific defensive series, number 69.
We talked about Permian being a senior football team. Most of their guys do not play until they get to be seniors, but you're going to see right here, Tommy Bell coming in and making a great play. He was one of the few that started for Permian last year as a junior.
So another big third down for French, 3rd and 10. They just overcame a third down a moment ago. 2 receivers go to the left side, the bottom of your screen. And Gilbo to throw over the middle, Williams. First down.
Oh,
he dropped
no! After all those nice things we said about him, he's still a fine receiver. He feels bad right now, I guarantee it. Here you can see it. Gilbo comes out, off the play action, fake right there to number 18, Jerry Lee. He sees Williams cutting across the field. Williams has it, and then he dropped it. Boy, that makes you feel bad. But I'll tell you what, he's earned his keep today, hasn't he?
He really has. He has caught 2 for 92 yards and a touchdown, but it'll be a punt. And Anderson will wait for it. Fair catch at the 41-yard line. And Permian will have pretty good field position. And the Buffaloes will think about what might have been there for a moment. 27-yard kick. 4:36 left to play in the first half. Our score, 14-7. French over Permian. We'll be right back.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat and keep it company. That's the song I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat.
Barry Manufacturing really does have a factory. That's why they can sell for less and be right up to the minute with the latest fashions for men. You can buy your men's clothing right here at the Barry Factory Warehouse, where we can fit you. 35 short to 60 extra long. We've got your size. And they're all at factory-to-you prices, so you save 50% or more. The next time you think men's clothing, think Barry Manufacturing.
Brad Sham and Gifford Nielsen back at Texas Stadium, where the Permian Panthers have a lot of togetherness in their offensive huddle, don't they?
That's that mojo power.
First down and 10. The Panthers begin this series after a French punt at their own 41-yard line. Holloway is the quarterback, and that's Watson. And number 21 is Michael Bryant.
Michael is a senior, 160 pounds, and he does an outstanding job fighting off the block right here. Coming up and saying, Dal, I'll tell you what, you've been running that play on me before, and I'm about tired of it. I'm ready to stop it.
He gave away about 30 pounds to Doug Boyer, number 70, the tackle, and he just made a little inside move over Boyer's right shoulder and made the play for a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. Play fake for Holloway. Here comes trouble. He's still going. Uh-oh, fumble. A flag is down, and French has made the recovery. Robert Keel, number 33, is at the bottom of that stack.
Like we said before, Robert Keel was the 22-5-8 Defensive Player of the Year. And boy, I'll tell you what, did he make a play right there.
And I thought I saw a flag, but maybe I didn't. Maybe it was just an orange hat over there on the sideline.
So, here you can see it. Holloway rolling out. He wants to throw it. Can't find anybody to throw it to. You're going to see number 33, Robert Keel, come into the picture, strip Holloway of the ball. Then you're going to see a mad scramble. Back to live action.
There is the tight end Turner. Now there's definitely a flag down. Gilbo's pass to Turner all the way down to the 8-yard line. Tom Lish, the safety, stopped number 84, but now check the flag, which is back up around the 20-yard line. That was a 24-yard gain.
It looks like it's going to be on Permian.
Defensive holding will be declined.
If you're Mark Gilbo, Brad, you like to come out of there rolling, knowing you've got a big target like Turner downfield, and he put it right on the money, and Turner turned it upfield all the way down to the 9-yard line.
Well, remember after the punt return by Anderson earlier that put Permian in front 7-0. Permian kicked off, and on the very first play from scrimmage, they threw 56 yards. Now they hit a big one again after they maintained possession. Timeout is called. 14-7. French leading and knocking on the door. We'll be right back.
It's brand new. It's from Pontiac, and it's called Grand Am. The latest in Pontiac road car technology, Grand Am is a true driver's coupe. That means it's built for drivers who appreciate engineering excellence as well as exciting road machinery. You know who you are. Grand Am, new from Pontiac, only from Pontiac.
Test drive the new Grand Am at your Pontiac dealer.
Created over a century ago as hunting tools, duck decoys have become today highly prized collector's items, attracting those interested in nature, hunting, art, and Americana. Fashioned by skilled craftsmen from wood, leather, metal, or wicker, these beautiful antique birds are on display in a special exhibit at the Dallas Museum of Natural History in Fair Park. See Sitting Ducks, Decoys in Nature and Art from November 2nd through January 6th.
We have a 1st and goal for Beaumont French. 3:44 left to play in the first half. It's Odessa Permian that's unbeaten coming into the game, ranked number 1 in the state. It's Beaumont French that lost 4 of its first 8 games. It's Beaumont French leading and knocking on the door. Gilbo to throw.
He's got a guy.
Touchdown. Wyckoff, Keith Wyckoff, number 5.
Good job by Wyckoff right there, keeping wide. Let's look at this play one more time. Brad coming out of here. It's a play-action pass. Wyckoff is going to go down in the end zone and run a little hook pattern. Gilbo finds him. Wyckoff kept himself wide away from the defense, then powers himself into the end zone. Beaumont French is here to play. Here it is from the end zone. Gilbo coming back, finding Wyckoff. He keeps himself wide just barely.
Greg Anderson
getting it tipped by Greg Anderson and goes into the end zone.
Anderson made a dive. Giff, I thought he was going to get the ball.
I thought he was too. One of the keys in running a hook pattern is you got to keep yourself wide. And that's exactly what Wyckoff did there. If he would have gone inside just a little bit more, Anderson would have tipped the ball and they'd still be playing.
So French has converted the fumble by Alton Holloway, 33 yards in just 2 plays. And 2 of the 3 Beaumont French touchdowns have been on 2-play drives.
They're really an exciting team. We keep preaching this big play stuff, but that's exactly the way they're getting here. Big plays, and there is Keith Wyckoff, a senior, 140 pounds. This year receiving 16 catches, 353 yards, and 3 TDs, and that might be the biggest TD he's received in his career.
High snap on the extra point, but the kick is good because of an outstanding job of holding by number 7, Mike Carradine. Ho, ho, ho. It's already a Merry Christmas for the fans of Beaumont French. Gifford, that's what we were going to give you for Christmas, but we thought better of it.
Nice little Christmas present, the Christmas spirit. They're enjoying it on the French side, aren't they?
You're number 1 right now. 21-7. This is a surprising development to a lot of people. I wonder if she's surprised to be wrapped up like that. Right now, it's Odessa Permian that's all wrapped up.
You know, we talk about this French defense just a little bit. They've led the 22-5A in total defense, and they're playing aggressive. They created the turnover that set up that play.
Permian scored first with 9:53 to go in the first quarter on an 82-yard punt return by Greg Anderson. And that young man, Paul Jones, ran one in 11 yards less than 20 seconds later. On the first play after the kickoff, French threw 56 yards to Williams. And it's been all French ever since. And here's the kick.
Oh,
man, what a boot.
What a kick. Came out of a rocket. You tell me if the adrenaline isn't flowing down there for those French players.
We'll remind you again, Permian, #1 in the state, 15-0.
You're going to see he used a little bit different approach to the ball right here. Boy, I'll tell you what, he just really let it go.
He had great stride, didn't he?
He did. Did he start from the goal line?
Was that Paul Jones or Edwin Moses? 3:39 left to play in the first half, and look at the passing yardage for Mark Gilbo. Permian starts at the 20. Holloway to throw, another screen, and 2 wide for Watson.
It might have been a good situation right there that pass was not complete, because French was coming on a blitz, but yet they smelled out the screen, and they had a couple of guys waiting out there for Dal Watson. So it's a pretty good situation right there for Permian that they did not complete that pass. And I think Holloway might have had something to do with that. I don't think he was trying to. I think he was trying to just get rid of it.
In a hurry now, the play comes into the Permian lineup with Royce Lightfoot. 3:35 left in the first half. And these fellows are surprised to find themselves down 21-7. Bumped into his own man and still got it out to Fletcher. Now there's a flag back in the pocket. There's Fletcher who made the catch. But what we have is roughing the passer against Beaumont French.
I think it was number 17. Here you can see it one more time. Goodman comes in here after Holloway had thrown it. You can't really see it, but I think Goodman gave Holloway just a little bit of an extra shot right there. We can see it from the end zone right now. Let's see if we can see it. Holloway comes out on the play action pass. Ooh, just missed it again.
It was pretty nasty. You didn't want to see it anyway. Well, that was pretty nasty in itself.
As a quarterback, I don't like to see those things.
There is Charles Goodman, who was flagged for roughing the passer. So it's a 13-yard gain on the pass to Fletcher. Plus the yardage brings it out to the 35-yard line.
Charles Goodman, number 17, we just saw him right there, was all district last year. So he's a pretty good football player.
21-7, but the Panthers know how to fight back. 3:18 to go in the first half. Holloway to Watson. Breaks one and is finally gang tackled. Chris Williams, Sebastian Young. The tough young man, number 18, Dal Watson.
He is, and I think French has made a little bit of a defensive adjustment. What they like to do is Permian likes to run that weak side slant running play to Watson, and French has been able to shut that down the last couple of times they've run it. And there's some French cheerleaders, and they're pretty happy right now.
Permian has run the ball 19 times, and Watson has 12 of those 19. Here's Anderson. 45 and out of bounds at the 48. And that's another first down for Permian. What a weapon Greg Anderson is.
That's
exciting.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Holloway comes out. He gets the ball to him. The whole key to this thing is to get the ball to him quick. And if you can get the ball to him quick, then he has a chance to do this. If he would have waited another second to get that ball to him, Anderson would have been stopped for no gain. But Holloway comes out there and lets him have it early. And this is another one of those Permian drives. Eat up the clock and take it in.
14 yards on the last play, and Holloway bobbles the snap. Well, they're just shooting themselves in the foot from time to time, Giff.
They really are. And that time, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication between Holloway and his center, Randy Fields. Holloway, I don't think, was expecting the ball at that point, and he came back and he told Fields, he said, hey, wait a second, wait till we're ready to snap that ball.
Might have been Luis Dominguez in on that play, and Dominguez has come out, and now Fields has come back. Second down and 15. And this is a legal play, and it is intercepted. Oh, they say that it was a forward pass. It's a legal play if it goes laterally. But in the judgment of the official, it went forward.
It did go forward. One of the things you like to do in that particular play, they'll throw it on the ground, but you've got to throw it backwards. Holloway comes out and he throws it over there to Greg Anderson, but he throws it forward, so it's an incompleted pass.
Wisconsin used that in a game against Illinois about 2 years ago, and the first time I ever heard of it, Gene Stallings did it at Texas A&M when he was the head coach.
Didn't I see the Dallas Cowboys do that this year?
Not on the bounce pass.
Not on the bounce pass.
No. They may have done it without meaning to bounce it. Holloway on the rollout. And that is a good catch for a first down by Greg Anderson again. 16 yards.
Good job by Holloway here. He rolls out. He's got Anderson working downfield. Anderson does a great job getting his feet in bounds. Look at that. He catches the ball. Boy, that's about as close as you can come right there. The reason I brought that up, Brad, is because Renfro is the one that threw it, didn't he?
Well, that was on
that same type of a play.
It was on a quick screen, but they didn't drill it in the ground. But here's Dal Watson, and he breaks a tackle. And he has a first down at the 23. Thad Nobles was the man he got away from. Or Goodman he got away from, and Nobles finally got him.
Here you can see it. It's one of these little draw play right there. Dal Watson comes up, and number 17, Charles Goodman, hits him head on, and Dal Watson just runs right over him. He's got a lot of strength in those legs and just keeps him moving.
French is going to use a timeout now with 1:32 left to play in the first half. There is the day Dal Watson has had.
He deserves a drink of water, doesn't he?
Boy, he deserves a bucket full if he wants it. And if Permian punches this in, then we've got ourselves a horse race again. It's 21-7, Beaumont French leading with 1:32 to play. And there's the French sideline. But Permian is on a march. They started this drive back at their own 20-yard line. They have had in this drive a 13-yard pass to Fletcher with a roughing the passer penalty tacked on, and passes of 14 and 16 yards to Greg Anderson, and that run of 16 yards a moment ago by Watson.
That's just exactly the way they like to play football. They love those long drives where they can control the football, not give it up, and then put it in the end zone. Unfortunately, they've been doing that, but they haven't put it in the end zone.
Permian's offense has run into one problem or another almost all day long. There you see Holloway's numbers, and they're pretty good. And he gets shoved backward. What a play. Who was that in the middle? I think that was number 82, Derek Wilson. Oh, boy, somebody passed the Anderson.
Here it is again. Derek Wilson shoots through the gap. Look at how he hits Holloway right there before he has a chance to hand off, and that was similar to a play we saw just a little bit earlier. Here he comes through the gap again. Number 82, Derek Wilson. This guy's a 210-pound junior.
Back live, Holloway into the end zone and just overthrows Anderson.
Greg Anderson looked like he got his feet tangled up just a little bit underneath him that time. He kind of turned around as the ball was coming. Here's Holloway. He puts it up, and Anderson right now is doing a little pirouette, trying to turn himself just off his fingertips.
Greg Anderson, by the way, is only a junior, and he's going to have another year of that mojo magic. So it's 3rd and 16 for Permian at the 28-yard line of Beaumont French. 57 seconds left in the half. Play fake. Anderson. Again, it looked like he ran into the defender with his feet, and Anderson bitterly complaining that Morris Jenkins interfered with him.
Permian coach John Wilkins is out on about the 20-yard line right now. He wants a flag. Here you can see Holloway coming out. He's throwing it downfield to Anderson. Anderson looked to me like he got tripped right there, but no flag.
It was before the point where he came into our picture, and it's the second time today that's happened, but not both to Permian. The other time it happened to Willie Williams, and he hung on to the ball for the 36-yard touchdown, and there was no flag on that play either.
Fourth down, they're going for it.
4th and 16, and they have to. And Holloway hit as he throws. Anderson at the 5. Oh, down to the 1.
Wow, what a throw, what a catch, and boy, did he get belted.
Donnell Anderson, number 40, was the man who lowered the boom, but a gain of 27 for Greg Anderson.
Holloway comes back, and he gets hit right as he throws it. Watch Anderson. Grabs the ball, and watch how he gets hit. Oh! Boy, what a hit by number 40, Donnell Anderson. Good throw by Holloway. There you go.
Back live. Flag goes down as Watson booms into the end zone. Check the flag. Watson got in, but there is a flag. And Percy Penn says offside. Beaumont French. Touchdown, Odessa Permian. And it comes with just 33 seconds left in the half.
On that particular play, it was just a quick hitter by Dal Watson, and that's the guy you want to give it to down in that situation. He just moved over everybody in for the score.
The 27-yard pass to Anderson came on a 4th down and 16.
Big play, big play.
And the extra point is good. Woody Bryant. And Permian has cut the margin to 21-14.
That whole play was a big play. Holloway got drilled right as he threw it. Anderson made a nice catch and got drilled right as he caught it. Here, let's take a look at it one more time. You're going to see Holloway come out of here, rolling to his left just a little bit, plants and fires, and he gets hit right as he throws it, puts it right on the money to Greg Anderson. Anderson knows he's going to get hit, and man, did he get hit. Great concentration, good defense, good offense, good football. Here you can see Anderson. He's getting attended to right there just a little bit. Looks like he's going to be okay, and what a player he is. A big play player for the Permian Panthers.
Now remember, that's 6 for 81. That doesn't include the 82-yard punt return and the pass interception when he was playing defense.
It really is. And there's some young ladies getting into the Christmas spirit.
We have 33 seconds left in a thrilling first half. 21-14 French. Permian scored first. French came back with 3 touchdowns. And now this is, believe it or not, this is the first time the offense has scored for Odessa Permian. Jones and Williams go deep to take Bryant's kick. And it's Williams at the 7. Here he goes.
There he goes.
Block down the sideline and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. I think the block was thrown by Paul Jones. Back up at the 30, it was Heathington who finally ran number 9 out of bounds.
He just does not play like a sophomore. He plays like he's been around a while, but boy, is this guy an exciting player. Goes right up the middle, sets up all of his blocks, and then he turns the corner. Watch how he dances down the sidelines, keeping his feet in bounds. He's smart, too.
38 yards.
He got out of bounds,
right? 38-yard kickoff return for Williams, and French starts at the 45. We have 26 seconds in the half. Gilbo tipped. Servants, number 38, got his hand on the pass.
They were looking for Willie Williams one more time. They had their big tight end, Melvin Turner, coming out of the backfield on a little square out pattern. They sent Willie Williams up the seam, and had that ball not been tipped, Williams may have had a chance to latch onto it, put him in field goal position.
You saw the time, 21 seconds left in the half. French trying to pad a 7-point lead. This is Jones, breaks one. Not that one. And that's Holloway, the quarterback turned cornerback.
10 seconds.
And that'll be the last play of the half. They will let it run down. Holloway's had a fine afternoon. And we have had a great first half and plenty more to come. At halftime, the score is Beaumont French 21, Odessa Permian 14. We'll be back with halftime after this.
Southwest Airlines is so successful?
There's a certain Southwest style, you can see it in the smile.
Seems perfectly obvious to me. Brilliant leadership.
There's a certain Southwest flair, you can feel it in the air.
Well, there might be some other reasons.
We're Southwest Airlines, keeping spirits low for you.
Hi, I'm Mark Edens of Friendly Chevrolet. One of the biggest joys of Christmas is the exchanging of gifts, even if you think you know what's in them. Take this one from my Aunt Grace. It looks like a tie box, doesn't rattle, it's light. In spite of the fact that Aunt Grace always gives me a tie, I'm going to hope it's something different, like some hunting gloves or maybe even some football tickets. Oh, well, it's the thought that counts. So God bless you, Aunt Grace. And from all of us at Friendly Chevrolet, have a happy holiday.
Look at Clint Eastwood. And here's Tina Turner. Perky Mary Lou Retton. You crazy about Bruce Springsteen? You'll find them all in People's year-end double issue. The driving Lee Iacocca, Vanessa Williams, the late, great Richard Burton. They're all standing tall in this extra-thick, chock-full year-end issue of People. There's Magical Michael, high-spirited Geraldine, and the queen of showbiz. Meet the 25 most intriguing people of '84 and who'll be news in '85 in the jam-packed year-end double issue of People.
Is it possible that Head and Chest works better on a stuffed-up cold than what you may be using now? Watch. The orange color depicts the stuffed-up areas. Compared to antihistamine decongestant cold medicines, Head and Chest does more than just provide fast relief for your stuffed-up head. In just 24 hours, it starts loosening the phlegm to help your body get rid of it. Head and Chest. Fast in your head, better for your chest.
We are back at halftime at Texas Stadium. Brad Sham and Gifford Nielsen. It's 21-14 Beaumont French. That's a little bit of a surprise to some folks, Giff, especially after the start with the punt return by Odessa Permian. But we have not been hurting for action, have we?
Both teams have played exceptionally well. I felt coming out of the blocks, I felt like that Beaumont really had to come out and establish itself. They came out with the big plays, just like we talked about at the top of the show, and have done an outstanding job putting the ball in the end zone.
You know, they've also made a couple of big defensive plays, which is really, I think, very important. It hasn't been all flash and dash in the long pass. They have helped Odessa Permian slow down a little bit offensively.
There's no question about it. This French team is for real. A lot of people questioned their record coming into it, but they led the 22-5A in defense.
And then on the other hand, Permian coming back from being 2 touchdowns behind, converting a big 4th down. They've got a terrific weapon in that Anderson. He's had a great first half.
He's a good football player, and Dal Watson's tremendous too. So we've got a lot of exciting things coming up.
The University Interscholastic League is the governing body for extracurricular activities in Texas high schools, and earlier this week, Steve Ross talked with UIL Director Dr. Bailey Marshall about his organization.
We are on the campus of the University of Texas in Austin, Texas, the site of the headquarters for the University Interscholastic League, the organization mainly responsible for the high school championship game you are watching today. But the UIL is much more than high school football. Here today to discuss the goals and challenges of the University Interscholastic League is its director, Dr. Bailey Marshall. Dr. Marshall, 1984 is the 75th anniversary of the University Interscholastic League, but it might be a good time to describe just exactly what the UIL is for those who might not know.
Steve, this is the 75th anniversary for the University Interscholastic League, and the basic purpose, the reason why the University Interscholastic League was formed originally still remains, and that is to provide educational competition for the public school students in the state of Texas. And of course, the main goal there is to provide these activities where these students will be better prepared for life.
I'm sure if you asked most Texans what the University Interscholastic League is involved in, athletics would be the first, perhaps the only thing that would come to mind. But I also know the 1,100 schools in the UIL have other objects like literary and music programs. Have you taken a survey, or do you know how many of the students participate in the athletic programs as opposed to the other programs?
Steve, we survey the schools each year, and this past year we had over 1.5 million students that participated in extracurricular activities or University Interscholastic League activities. Of that 1.5 million, over 1 million of those students participated in the academic and music contest. In fact, you say most people think of it as athletic contest. We have 18 academic contests that culminate in a state championship for all the conferences, students from all the conferences each year in a state championship in these particular contests. And they range from spelling to math contests.
Aside from all the legal battles the UIL has been entangled in recently, what do you see as the biggest challenge or the biggest problem facing the University Interscholastic League?
I'd say the biggest challenge that we have now is for our sponsors, our coaches, our band directors, etc., to become better educational, academic counselors than we have been in the past, and also be leaders in education. We need to do a better job of scheduling our contests to make sure that we miss as little school time as possible. I think the school people have responded to this during this last year, and we've seen tremendous changes in this area, and it was needed. I'll be the first one to admit this, but I think that it will continue as a challenge through the 80s.
Dr. Marshall, it's obvious the UIL is looking for a balance for the student between the academic and the extracurricular. You're really looking to turn out a well-rounded person, aren't you?
That is correct. You know, it's in no way, I don't think any coach, administrator, certainly none of our office staff think that academics should suffer from competition. We find that in a survey that was done by the Texas Education Agency that those students who do participate have a lower rate of failure than those who do not participate in activities, which is quite interesting.
From the headquarters of the University Interscholastic League on the campus of the University of Texas, I'm Steve Ross.
And we are back at Texas Stadium, and you see the halftime score, and what would high school playoff action be without the bands of both schools? You see the band of French High School from Beaumont. And let's go down and listen to the Beaumont French High School band. We'll be back after these words from your local stations.
Hello, I'm Bonnie Franklin. I'd like to share with you some extraordinary photographs of children. In many ways, these children are like ones you know. They laugh, play, love, wonder. But these children were born with a disease called poverty. They live in cramped houses, Many must work instead of going to school. Many are hungry, malnourished, sick. I've seen pictures of these children, and I've wanted to help every one of them. But what can one person do? Tell you. Save the Children is providing a wonderful way to help. It's something I'm doing, and it's something you can do. Go to your phone and call this toll-free number and say that you will sponsor a child. There are so many children waiting for sponsors. You can even choose the child you would like to help, a boy or a girl in a particular area of the world. You'll receive a photograph of your child and a case history. Such a personal way to help. Your strong hand reaching out to a small, hopeful one with love and caring and support. And the support will only cost you $16 a month. That's just 52 cents a day. Imagine, the cost of a cup of coffee can help save a child. And Save the Children can do miraculous things with that money by combining it with money from other sponsors that can help an entire community produce food, improve health care, build schools, renew life and energy and hope. You'll see it happen in progress reports and community bulletins. You'll feel it happening in letters you receive from the children. You'll know it's happening because you cared. If everyone within the sound of my voice will commit just 52 cents a day, together we would wipe out the hardships of these children, one child at a time.
To sponsor a child, call 1-800-453-4848. That's 1-800-453-4848.
This is Giff Nielsen back with Lloyd Pate, who's one of the vice presidents involved with Coca-Cola. And Lloyd, tell me how Coke is involved with high school football here in Texas.
Well, across the state, Giff, many Coca-Cola bottlers for many years have made the commitment to be highly involved with athletics. It may vary from market to market on the total involvement, but overall, they're highly involved in high school athletics.
Okay, locally, here in the Dallas area, what's the involvement?
Locally, which includes the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of North Texas, which is Dallas and Fort Worth mainly, we've been committed to high school athletics for many, many years. Our involvement not only in athletics, but in academics. We're related with the work release programs. We have an attendance incentive program. This year, for the first time, we will put together a scholarship program for 2 deserving student athletes. This will enable them to continue their education. We will give them some kind of financial assistance. We've sponsored basketball, track meets. This week, for an example, will be the 14th year of a Westside Lions Club basketball tournament in Fort Worth, which we're sponsoring.
Well, that's super. Thank you very much for being our guest. All righty, halftime continues. We've got kind of a surprise here. French Buffaloes leading 21-14 over the Permian Panthers. On today's Coca-Cola halftime feature, Mount Vernon High's most famous alumnus, Don Meredith, reminisces about his high school playing days.
I went to high school in Mount Vernon, Texas. County seat of Franklin County, and it's the second smallest county in the state. And my first real exposure to high school football was as a water boy. And the head coach at Mount Vernon in those days, was 1948, as a matter of fact, was Catfish Smith. And Catfish left Mount Vernon, of course, went to East Texas State and then down to Baylor. But Catfish was the head coach in 1948, and I was a water boy. And the 1948 Purple and White Tigers went undefeated in football and basketball that same year. Now, in those days, you only went to the regional in Class A football. But the same group of guys that played football played basketball, and it was really a thrill to kind of be around that. And my brother was quarterback of the team and on the basketball team. So that's what I remember first about high school ball. We had some great characters on our team, and in high school we had, of course, Watermelon Mills as kids. They played. We had some great names, and Charlie Leon Yates is I have said before, maybe the best receiver that I've ever thrown to. And I think Charlie was about at best was 5'10". I think maybe a little bit shorter than that. But we grew up together, and we were really more cohesive as a basketball unit than as a football unit. And so more about basketball and characters I remember than in football days. But Charlie Yates and Dean St. Clair and Ted Moulton and Bobby Rich, Gerald Bryant is a kid that lived out, some of them lived way out in the country, but as a basketball group, man, we really thought we were good. We probably were better as a basketball team than a football team. And one time we decided we were so cool, we were so bad, that we were going to peroxide our hair, just the front part, of course. And mine turned orange, and Charlie was kind of almost a towhead anyway. And when he peroxided the front of his hair, it looked like he had a bald spot. It just went absolutely bald. But if you can imagine, and our little trademark, which I happened to slide in there because my legs were so skinny, was I got everybody to go up to my dad's store, and we bought those long work socks, those old blue and purple. We'd pull those work socks up, and we were bad. I mean, we were bad. As a kid, I was always fairly big for my age, and so I got to play quarterback that way. It was my football, and Jeff was on the school board, so I got to play quarterback. I like that. I remember, like my junior year in high school, we had a fairly good football team, and I played, believe it or not, I was the middle linebacker and then played quarterback. And I remember we were playing, I think it was Mount Pleasant, which is like 15 miles from home. And in their newspaper, the Mount Pleasant newspaper, there was something that came out that I realized after they were talking about me that I was really supposed to be pretty good. And I thought, golly, I'll check this out and see what it's like. The older I get, the more I realize how really fortunate I was to have not only the community support, which was very, very strong in Mount Vernon, and it seemed like they encouraged us all just to be kids and didn't expect us to be anything other than kids, and that was fun. In the sixth grade, we had a guy named Wayne Pierce that came back to Mount Vernon. He was a Mount Vernon graduate, had gone off to college. He came back and started coaching our little sixth grade basketball team. And as it turned out, that same little group, they were either in my grade or a grade ahead or a grade behind, and we all kind of played together for really the rest of the time. Wayne left my senior year. I give him a bad time about that. Yeah, so he left 1 year too soon. But Wayne Pierce was the guy that I can look back to and say, it was really fun, and thanks a lot, Wayne, because you never took that out of it. And if anything, he encouraged it. And I think that's so important, to have a good time, to do it well, and we certainly played hard. It's not like it's not that you can go out there and if you have fun, you're not playing well, or you're not playing hard. Because we didn't. We learned how to play hard, have fun, and enjoy it, and be happy that we were there doing it. So I have oftentimes thought about Wayne Pierce with very fond memories, and I appreciate him very much.
All right, back at halftime of the state 5A football championship. We've got a great game going on. The Beaumont French Buffaloes 21, the Odessa Permian Panthers 14. Permian High School marching band is down on the field. Let's go down and take a look.
be back with second half action when we return to Texas Stadium after this.
Texas 5A High School Football Championship. Brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottler. For big refreshment, Coke is it. By Pontiac. Cars built with a feel for the road. Pontiac. We build excitement. And by Southwestern Bell Telephone. We're online with the future.
Take your brother with you.
Coke for the big times, for the small, it's for the times you're feeling 10 feet tall. Oh, Coke is it. It's the one you grow up with. It's the real cola taste. With the lips, with the light, to put a smile on your face. Coke, Coke is it. Coke.
Firebird Trans Am, only from Pontiac.
Test drive Trans Am at your Pontiac dealer.
The University Interscholastic League operates as part of the University of Texas Division of Continuing Education. The UIL covers a larger geographical area, serves more public schools, schedules a greater variety of contests, holds larger meets, and has a greater school membership than any other similar organization in the United States. The league also plays an active role in many national organizations.
The essence of hitting. George Brett.
Some guys say it's the rhythm pitch. For me, it's a film that says I'm going downtown.
The essence of shaving.
This is Atra by Gillette. It pivots so the twin blades stay on your beard longer. But what Atra is all about is the feeling that says you just got Gillette's best shave.
Gillette, the essence of shaving.
That's the score at halftime. It may surprise some folks, but we're a long way from over, Gifford Nielsen. We have had a lot of action in the first half, and both teams really have played pretty well.
They have. They put together some exciting drives. They've made some exciting plays. Here you can see some of the statistics rushing. As far as rushing is concerned, French only has 18. Permian has 46, and that's that real strong ground game with Dal Watson. Passing, you can see French 155 yards, Permian 100 yards, total yards 173 for French, 146 for Permian. First down yardage 10 for Permian. French has 8 turnovers, 1, 2, and time of possession. Permian, as we thought they would, held the ball for 14 minutes, 18 seconds, and French for 9 minutes and 42 seconds.
We have had 5 touchdowns scored in the first half, obviously, to get us to a 21-14 score, and we're going to see some of them coming up. And the first one really lit things up for Mojo.
No question about that. I'll tell you what, Greg Anderson is an exciting player. He's only a junior, weighs 151 pounds, but the guy is a big play guy for the Permian Panthers. He goes 82 yards for a touchdown, got good blocking, made some good individual moves by himself, and that opened up the scoring.
Now, after the kickoff on the first play, a 56-yard pass to Williams set up this 11-yard touchdown run by Paul Jones.
Paul Jones takes it off tackle, all the way into the end zone.
Then he kicked the extra point, and then
watch this. Mark Gilbo finds Willie Williams, and Williams takes it all the way in. This kid's only a sophomore and playing a heck of a game.
That followed a blocked punt, and then it was French again in the second quarter.
Wyckoff comes down and runs a little hook pattern, keeps himself wide, scores another touchdown.
That scored a touchdown after a fumble recovery, and here is what set up the Permian touchdown at the end of the half.
Holloway finds Anderson right there, and Anderson gets popped. This is what set it up. He gets down to about the half-yard line, I would say. Great concentration. Good job on Holloway's part that time, because he got hit right as soon as he let it go.
And then Dal Watson punched it in from a yard out, and the extra point was good, and here we are. Buffaloes are solid as a rock so far today.
You know, one of the things I like, Brad, in high school football, the excitement. There you see a great big sign. The Buffaloes are solid, and here come the football players. They're ripping right through it. They're excited to be here. They're playing exceptionally well under the situation.
They've never won a state championship. The last time they got past the regional round, there wasn't any such thing as a state championship. If you missed it at the very beginning of our telecast this afternoon, last time they did that, Bum Phillips was playing at French. There's Coach Shaver, and he and his team are ready for the second half, and we'll be back with all the second half action after these words from your local station.
Hey, Homer, how about some more coffee?
Sure.
This Christmas, you'll save on the perfect gift for Dad by Farrah. Farrah Tri-Blend Flannel Slacks, now just $19.97 each. Choose from a variety of fashion colors and that comfortable fit that made Farrah famous.
We're making Christmas easy at Miller's Outpost.
That should fix it. What'd you use? Big glue.
Doesn't anybody hear OSOS? Yes, here's the message, For pizza out, it's pizza in.
And now we're introducing our new Sunday noon and Monday night buffets. So to celebrate, we've lowered all our buffet prices to only $3.29. Now Sunday through Friday noon and Monday and Tuesday nights. Pizza, spaghetti, and salad, only $3.29. Always fresh, hot, and all you can eat.
For pizza out, it's pizza in.
At the beginning of the afternoon, you could see a few puffy white clouds through that hole in the Texas Stadium roof, and now they've gone away. What a great day for the Buffaloes and the Panthers.
Perfect football weather, and as a quarterback, you like that.
Individually on the statistics board, Gilbo for French has thrown 6 out of 13 for 155 yards, and he's spread them out. 2 catches for Wyckoff for 32 yards and a touchdown, 2 for Williams for 92 yards and a touchdown, and 2 for Melvin Turner. That's Paul Jones getting ready to kick off. For Permian, Watson has been a busy young man carrying the ball, 14 for 68. Holloway has thrown 9 out of 14 for 100 yards. 6 of the 9 catches have gone to Greg Anderson for 81 yards, and Anderson has also returned a punt and intercepted a pass, and there he is, number 11, going deep, along with number 44, Brian Lauterbach. Paul Jones to kick it away, and here we go with the second half. And it'll be Anderson from the 11. Oh, there's a seam. And he got out to the 27-yard line.
It looked like he was going to have something there, but things closed off pretty quick. French playing very aggressive on their special team.
So the Permian offense will come out with Holloway, Alton Holloway, number 20, the quarterback. And Anderson will go to the top of your screen along with Lauterbach, 2 receivers over there, and 2 setbacks as they start from the 27-yard line, trailing 21-14, and Watson breaks it all the way up to the 34, a gain of 7.
Just a quick inside handoff to the big guy. Dal Watson, you can see it from the end zone. Holloway will just turn around, give him a quick hitter. It's a quick scrap. Good block by number 67 right there.
That's Alfred Clark.
And Watson goes for 7 yards.
Alfred is the biggest man on the Permian line at 228 pounds, and it's second down and officially 2. Faked the pitch and gave the inside handoff to Watson, and it'll be no gain.
We talked just a little bit about Alfred Clark, number 67. He started last year, one of the very few juniors to start on Permian's team. And both he and Young do an exceptional job of trap blocking in the inside of that Permian offensive line.
And it will be 3rd and 2. No gain for Watson on the last play. Lauterbach hurried in, number 44, with the play. Converting 3rd downs in the first half. Permian 2 out of 6. And here is their first 3rd down opportunity of the second half. Watson?
Nope. I don't think so.
Right there to make the stop, number 65, Robert Chambers, number 73, Jeff Truss.
Here you'll see it again, number 73, Jeff Truss comes in, and number 65, well, Truss didn't really get him, number 65, Robert Chambers got him and stopped him cold.
Might have been 33, Robert Keel instead of 73, and Permian apparently will punt. Watson does that. He does a little bit of everything. I think he mows lawns, too, in his spare time. And they almost got it, didn't they?
They went after it again, and they almost blocked it again.
And it takes a Beaumont French roll for a minute and then comes back the other way to the 30.
You never know what Willie Williams is going to do. He kept there, he stood right there, and he was looking at that ball like, I'm going to pick this thing up and run with it.
Look how close he came to getting this kick, Jeff.
Ooh, just underneath his arm. Just underneath his arm.
Man putting the pressure on there for French was Chris Williams, number 16. And from the 30-yard line, first possession of the second half for the Buffaloes. Wyckoff and Williams both come to the right side. First offensive play of the half for Beaumont French. And Jones didn't take the handoff. Gilbo kept it, and the Panthers weren't fooled.
Something we hadn't seen the first half, maybe a halftime adjustment where Gilbo came out. It looked like a little counter-action move. And it looked like he was reading the defensive end. He decided to pull it away from his big fullback and keep it himself for a very short game, but maybe a little adjustment at halftime.
Again, you see number 9, Williams. He and Wyckoff are both to the right side on 2nd and 8. And this time they were waiting for Robert Keel, the fullback. Tommy Bell, number 69, with the defensive play.
They went into a little bit different offensive formation that time and ran the same option play. We did not see that play in the first half, but this time they gave it to their big fullback.
The play comes in with Jerry Lee as you have a look at Tommy Bell and the rest of the Odessa Permian defensive front. French converting 3rd downs, only 1 out of 5. And here's a 3rd down and 8.
Here comes the rollout.
Gilbo for Williams. Tip. And incomplete. Greg Anderson broke it up, number 11, and number 15 was also there. Mitch Madison, the defensive captain.
Gilbo was going downfield. You can see it. He comes on the sprint out, and he gets outside the containment. He sees Williams down the field, and he throws it. Now, this ball gets tipped, and a lot of people in the fans were thinking that might have been pass interference, but the ball was tipped, so no interference call was made.
So it'll be a punting situation for Edelman, number 71, Barry Edelman. And Anderson, Holloway make it. Anderson was the deep man, but it went to Holloway at the 40, a 28-yard kick. Each team has punted with its first possession. And with 8:34 left to play in the 3rd quarter, a score remains French 21, Permian 14.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat and keep it company. That's the song I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat.
Hot homemade cookies cookies you can't get out of a bag. Chewy, gooey cookies made with Duncan Hines cookie mix.
Chewy, gooey, hot and zippy, chocolate chippy, making homemade fun with Duncan Hines cookie mix.
Hot out of the oven, Duncan Hines cookies. Chewy, gooey, oozing with chips. Fun to bake cookies you can't get out of a bag.
Gooey, love them chewy, love them hot, and love them gooey. Duncan Hines is chewy, gooey, homemade good.
Duncan Hines cookie mix.
Chewy, gooey.
Homemade good.
This is what we call a setup. Say, Giff.
This game, you don't have to ask me the question.
How did BYU do last night, Giff?
This game is just about as big as that BYU game last night.
Gifford Nielsen couldn't be prouder of his alma mater today. You don't think they're number one, do you?
They're number one. Back to action.
First down and 10 for the Panthers. Holloway, and he's got the tight end New out at the 48-yard line. The first catch of the day for Dyron New, right in front of Keel and Jenkins.
Holloway put that thing right on the money. Now, this is something that I'm sure was another adjustment made by Coach John Wilkins at halftime. Get the ball to their big tight end, Dyron New. He's a senior, 184 pounds. It's off play action. Holloway comes back. He finds him right there in the seam. 86 catches on the year. Six TDs for New.
Since that was his first catch today, could you say that was a pass to a new receiver? Handoff with a flag down. French jumped offside, and the handoff goes to Watson, and he got the first down. Raymond Squires, I think, was the fellow who jumped off, number 75.
Here you can see Holloway changing up his snap count just a little bit. Draws the defense offside, and that's a good tool for a quarterback to be able to change the snap count, and it's a good thing for the offense to learn and be disciplined in that thing. And that's I would imagine one thing that Coach Wilkins really talks about in their philosophy is let's be disciplined, and you got to be disciplined with that snap count.
They'll take the penalty because it's a couple of more yards, and it's a first down for Permian at the French 47. Permian trying to tie the game. They're down 21-14. Play fake, Holloway.
Oh, what a catch.
At the 32.
I think that ball was tipped by number 33, Robert Kill, but Anderson, good concentration and held on to it.
Gain of 15 yards.
Here you can see it coming off the play action run again. Holloway rolling to his right. He throws it. Now watch number 33, Kill, just tips it. Anderson, good concentration, held on to it, and Permian is driving. Here we can see it one more time. Holloway coming out. Kill just gets a hand on it.
7 catches for 96 yards today for Anderson. Now Fletcher. Little move off guard down to the 29-yard line.
That's called the student body right, and Alton Holloway got involved there, the quarterback, in blocking in that particular sweep.
Of course, at this level in high school football, that's not as unusual as it would be in college ball, because don't forget Holloway's also playing cornerback, so he's tackling people, so he's used to the contact.
Right.
You would never see Gifford Nielsen at BYU trying to block somebody. Right? Second down 6. Anderson, little too tall, and boy, there was some good defensive pressure there.
He didn't have quite as much on that ball that time on the 3-step drop. That's the play that they've been extremely successful with number 11, Greg Anderson, catching. Not only will he catch it, but he'll also turn upfield.
Let's see. We got Virgil Carter.
Hey, now wait a second.
Jim McMahon. There are the great quarterbacks who have played at Brigham Young. And there are some dandies in there.
Who's running these things?
What's wrong with this picture? And Gifford Nielsen. Here comes Watson.
He's got some blockers in front of him.
There goes Watson. Through another tackle all the way down to the 10-yard line, a 20-yard gain. 19 officially.
There's where the experience comes in. Beaumont was not set defensively. Permian came out of that huddle and went on the very first snap, the very first call by the quarterback. Beaumont just wasn't ready for it, and Dal Watson had the whole sidelines, and then he cuts back inside there, and look at the power in those legs once again as he goes down to the 10-yard line.
The Permian offense has only scored 1 touchdown today. It might be about it to be another one.
Whoa! What a catch!
Dyron New, the tight end, at the 4-yard line. And there is a Permian player hurt back upfield. It is number 67, Alfred Clark.
Here he comes, the play action fake again. Great concentration by Dyron New as he catches that ball, and he's a big play receiver for him as a tight end.
You could see the center, Randy Fields, fall on Clark, but Clark limps back to the line, number 67. Second down from the 3-yard line, Watson. Almost down to the 1. Third down play coming up.
Good defense by French right there. They did not allow Watson to get outside. Here's the quick toss. They're looking to get outside, but you're going to see a French defensive player force the ball back inside so the pursuit can pick it up. It was number 16, Chris Williams.
It is third down and goal from the 2. Fletcher. No. They swarm to that goal line, all those white shirts. And on fourth down, I'll bet they go.
Well, you got to think to yourself that you got big Dal Watson in your backfield, Rich Fletcher.
You saw Coach Wilkins send the play in with number 82, Troy Baker.
Greg Anderson goes out.
Fourth down and goal from the 1. Watson, touchdown, Permian.
Here we'll see it again. It's just a quick hitter right off left tackle by Dal Watson, and there's nothing stopping him as he goes into the end zone. Number 32, Woody Bryant, in to kick the extra point. We might have a tie ball game, Brad.
And it would be tied for the first time since French tied it at 7-7 if they kick this extra point. Holloway, the quarterback, is also the holder. High snap. Oh, they just about got to it. The kick is good, and what a good job of holding by Alton Holloway. Don't ever underestimate the importance of what Holloway just did. 4:28 left to play in the third quarter. We've got a brand new ball game in the 5A championship.
More than telephone service, the Southwestern Bell Network is the messenger of the information age.
We needed a high-speed data link to connect the new computer center to our worldwide communication network, and we needed it in a hurry. Southwestern Bell Telephone's quick response put us online and on time.
To put information into motion, call Southwestern Bell Telephone. We're online with the future.
Larry Hagman on The Competition.
Competition? Darling, I didn't know I had any. And that's a quality feeling. That's BVD. You can't get BVD quality in any other underwear. BVD is so soft, so strong. Why, you can see right through them, can't you? Now you know what's really behind my success. Let's just keep it under our hats,
You know what Larry does to his competition. See for yourself what we do to ours. BVD legendary quality.
I just love coming out on top.
The Odessa Permian offense has scored 2 touchdowns this afternoon, but they have come on the last 3 possessions. The last Permian possession of the first half that cut it to 21-14. They punted with the very first possession of this third quarter, and moments ago, Watson's second touchdown run tied it at 21. You can see the unity in the huddle as they hold hands and get ready to kick off.
One of the keys to that last drive, too, Brad, was Dyron New. The big tight end caught a couple of real key passes, and he didn't catch any balls in the first half. It might have been a halftime adjustment.
Woody Bryant kicks off, and it goes to the receiving team's left, and Paul Jones slipped and comes down at the 9. Is there such a thing as momentum swinging?
There is such a thing as momentum swinging, and we're seeing it right now. Permian does have the momentum right now. There was a case where I'm not sure if it was a planned kick or not, but it was an excellent kick because the the guys receiving the kickoff were so far deep that the ball hit the ground before they were able to get a hold of it, put them in a hole.
Officially, they mark it at the 10-yard line. We have a tie game. Little draw play. Here's Jones. 30-yard line. A quick gain of 20, maybe 21 yards. Tom Lish, number 80, ran him down at free safety.
Big play for French right here. Paul Jones. He had 818 yards on the year, scored 5 TDs, and he got him out of a hole, and that was a big one because in order for French to operate their offense and make their big plays, they've got to have good field position.
Jeff Turner, the fullback, got a nice block on the play, and now you see Gilbo running at the 31. And it is Jerry Lee who had brought the play in. Waiting for him, 2 linebackers, Danny Servants, number 38, Mike Hevington, number 35. Go ahead, Jim.
The defensive end for Permian right there, number 64,
John Fuller.
John Fuller really shot the gap and tripped Jones up before Jeff Turner could get a block on him.
Permian brought Holloway in as an extra cornerback and took out Wilson. Play fake for Gilbo. Intercepted by Servants. And he is gone. There is a flag back where the play was intercepted, though. It's a 41-yard run back for Danny Servants, but hold everything.
And the Beaumont players are clapping, so it must be on Permian.
There's also an injured Permian player down at about the 20. You can barely see him at the top of the screen. And you see the play is against Odessa Permian. Holloway is the injured player. Normally you see a quarterback get injured and you think, oh, brother.
Here you can see Gilbo. He comes back and he's looking downfield for his big tight end, number 38. Danny Servant steps in front of it. He's going to take it all the way back for a touchdown, but it's not going to count.
Penalty against Odessa Permian. That is Alton Holloway, who comes to his feet after what I saw Robbie Bosco do for Brigham Young last night. I have a whole new respect for the way athletes can play with pain.
And I'll tell you what, that would be a big blow if a guy like Alton Holloway went down. It's nice to see him back up and bouncing around.
So instead of a touchdown that gives Permian the lead for only the second time today, the ball comes back to the 46-yard line. However, it was a post-possession foul, and it is Permian's ball. And it's the first time today that French has turned the ball over. And they start at the 46. And we have a new quarterback, and he hands it off. Davey Wright hands the ball off for a loss of yardage. Watson was thrown for -2.
Here it is again. Davey Wright, the new quarterback in. Seems like it always takes a few plays for everybody to adjust to a new signal caller.
Davey Wright is a senior, and he is still the quarterback on 2nd down and 11. 2:47 left in the third quarter, and Wright's first pass is caught by Anderson, but then he is driven backwards by Paul Jones, number 24. And Permian is going to face a very important 3rd down and 7.
Here it is again. It's a quick out just a little bit. Davey Wright just doesn't get it out there quite as fast as Holloway does. Greg Anderson didn't have enough time to really make a move there.
Well, Holloway is back, and he will throw on his first play back. Anderson, first down.
Great throw. Good throw. He put it right on the money on the sideline. The hardest pass to throw in football. Here it is again. Anderson, isolating on Anderson. Good route by Anderson. He goes down, just turns out. Holloway puts it right on the money. Good concentration on Anderson's part. First down, Permian.
Gain of 12. Alfred Clark, the guard, was injured and I believe has come out. And we'll get his replacement in a minute, but it's a first down. Permian at the 31. Watson. Oh, there's a tough yard. The hole they went through had been manned by Alfred Clark.
Uh-oh. There's Dell Watson.
And now Watson is limping off. Oh, boy, they are dropping like flies on the Permian sideline. Watson is going to be replaced by Marcus Lott, and he had just reached 100 yards rushing. Here's Holloway to throw. Oh, boy, Anderson was open, but he threw it a little too tall. He had pressure coming. He had to get rid of it.
I'll tell you what, they've been throwing that quick out, that quick out, that quick out, time after time after time. This time, Holloway stepped back, faked the quick out, and was looking for the home run to Anderson, but just overthrew him a little bit. Here you can see it. Puts it up to the outside. Anderson going after it, but it's just too tall.
Well, that'll bring us another third down and 9. Permian 4 out of 9, which is an excellent percentage converting third downs. They hit 3rd and 7 a minute ago. Flag goes down on this play. Another flag is down, and it's intercepted. It was Edgar Chazelle making the interception. Now check the 2 flags. The French players think it's going to be against Permian. Percy Penn, the man in the white hat, the referee, will confer with his officials and find out. Isn't it great to just watch the emotional reactions of the players?
That's intense down there on that field. Edgar Chazelle, the guy who made that interception, is number 4 in his class scholastically. He's a smart kid.
That's the thing that's really important for these youngsters, and when you can add a good athletic career to that, that's gravy. Holding on Permian is declined. Intercepted by Chazelle. French takes the football back.
Here we can see it again. Brad, you talked about rolling to your left as a right-handed quarterback and being able to throw. It's not quite as easy as Holloway comes out. He lets it go, and Chazelle is standing right there, grabs the ball. French with a big turnover.
You could see the holding as Holloway tried to slip out of the pocket. Now the flag that was thrown against French was after the interception was made. So the ball comes all the way back to the 13-yard line, but French has possession.
We talk about the scholastic part of football, which is extremely important. Permian has not missed a day of school all through the playoffs.
Power I formation for French. And the quarterback keeps it. Gilbo. Kevin Wilson made the stop. They're trying to get a little bit of extra running room now. As you said earlier, Giff, they need better field position to set up the way they like to play offense.
I think that's one of the reasons they came out in that power I formation, so they could run a few more running plays out of there and get a little bit better field position like you were saying.
They got 5. It's 2nd and 5. Jerry Lee has come in at tailback, and they stay in the power I. The last 40 seconds of the third quarter, we are tied at 21. Gilbo, nowhere to go. Uh-oh, he's got a man. Incomplete. He couldn't quite link up with Melvin Turner. Davey Wright had coverage, number 28. There you look at Gilbo.
There's Gilbo, and he was looking for his big tight end that time. Comes out of here on play action. He gets a little bit of pressure right there, and he gets hit right as he throws the ball. He's got Turner going downfield. I think Permian has decided not to let anybody get behind them. They're playing back there pretty deep.
Bobby Rodriguez, number 88, had put the pressure on Gilbo, and here's a 3rd and 5. They are only 1 out of 6 converting third downs. Gilbo 0 of 3 in this half. There's a first down up to the 29-yard line. Nifty bit of running. John Fuller, the defensive end, stopped Gilbo after a gain of 11.
Really smart call right here on the part of French. They spread out the defense. Then they worked the weak side where there was really no help. Ran the option, Gilbo just tucked it under his arm and took off.
Only their second third down conversion in the last 10 seconds of the third quarter. He wants to throw. Overthrown for Melvin Turner on the sideline. And we have a second left. Mitch Madison and Danny Servants had double coverage.
Today's attendance today, 13,108 fans. You know, talking about that just a little bit, it's not uncommon for Permian to play in front of 20,000, 30,000, even 35,000 fans. I think one game this year they were playing their arch rival Midland Lee. They played in front of 35,000 fans. That's unbelievable.
Playoff game too, and Permian won it out of the power I on 2nd and 10. Oh boy. Jerry Lee was straightened up by number 64, John Fuller, and number 69, Tommy Bell.
John Fuller is a big play man on that Permian defense, and he came in and put the hurt that time on Bell.
And that's it for quarter number 3. They walk to the other end of the field. Take a deep breath, Tommy Bell. We are knotted at 21. Back for the final 12 minutes after this.
Hey, Billy. What's in the box, Billy? What do you got in the box? Nothing. What's he up to?
Oh, Coke is it. It's the one you grow up with. It's the real cola taste. With the lips, with the light.
Check this guy out.
Billy, I'm really proud of you.
By the time I hit the field, I've already worked overtime. Studying films of the guy across the line 4 hours a night. Because I believe in doing my homework. And people wonder how come I'm always in the right place at the right time.
There's a certain Southwest spirit.
This is what we call our Quicket machine. It allows you to buy a ticket in about 30 seconds.
There's a certain Southwest style.
Just take your credit card and run it through the machine like this. Just like this.
There's a certain Southwest flair.
Patty, what's wrong with this machine?
Car's expired, Herb.
Oh.
We're Southwest Airlines. Keeping faith low for you.
Hi, I'm Mark Edens of Friendly Chevrolet. One of the biggest joys of Christmas is the exchanging of gifts, even if you think you know what's in them. Take this one from my Aunt Grace. It looks like a tie box, doesn't rattle, it's light. In spite of the fact that Aunt Grace always gives me a tie, I'm going to hope it's something different, like some hunting gloves or maybe even some football tickets. Oh well, it's the thought that counts. So God bless you, Aunt Grace. And from all of us at Friendly Chevrolet, have a happy holiday.
And a happy holiday from all of us as well. At the Lorimar Sports Network, this broadcast is presented to you by the Lorimar Sports Network, and any copying or use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Lorimar Sports Network is prohibited. Brad Sham and Gifford Nielsen at Texas Stadium. We begin the fourth quarter. Gilbo to throw. Maybe, and maybe not. And maybe number 64, John Fuller, just won't let him.
One of the things you're seeing is you're seeing some good defensive coverage right now on the part of the Permian Panthers. Now, Gilbo goes back there. He's looking for somebody. There's nobody open. Consequently, resulting in a sack.
Now Edelman is going to have to punt from deep in his own end. Gets it away, and Anderson waits, but Holloway calls for the fair catch, or Davey Wright does, in midfield. And look at the field position for Permian. They start at the French 49-yard line. 11:23 left in a tie game.
Brad, it'll be interesting to see if they come back to Dyra New again.
Let's pause 5 seconds so that stations down the line can identify themselves. This is the Lorimar Sports Network.
This is WFAA-TV, Channel 8, Dallas-Fort Worth.
Permian starting in French territory for the second straight drive, and here's Watson, 3 yards, and then he attracts a lot of attention. Robert Chambers made the stop.
It's good to see Dal Watson back in the game. He went out with an ankle injury, we think, but he's back, and he looks like he's running okay.
That is his 23rd carry, and he now has 103 yards. We're tied at 21. There's Dal Watson. He's been a busy young man for the Panthers. Holloway to throw. Got Anderson. Almost a sensational catch. Edgar Chazelle was back in coverage. And the Permian fans, I think, wanted a flag down.
They wanted a flag. Now watch Anderson right here, diving right there to try and grab that ball. There might have been a little contact before that ball got to Greg Anderson, but what an effort on the part of Greg Anderson.
Would you do me a favor and get word down to Coach Wilkins that we'd prefer they didn't run those exciting plays right in the part of the field where the sun is shining and the camera has a hard time picking it up? That's what's happened statistically at the end of 3 quarters. Total yardage pretty even. Permian with a slight lead.
Look at the time of possession, though.
Third down pass to Anderson at the 45, and a good defensive play by Donnell Anderson, number 40, to deny him first down yardage, and Permian will have to punt.
Greg Anderson just starting to make a move, and Donnell Anderson came up and stopped him before he could move.
So we are going to see Watson punt, and Willie Williams goes deep. It's only the second punt of the half. There's Williams, and it's only going to be the 4th punt of the game for Permian. Oh, it's very short off the side of his foot. And it hits at the 30, and they get a break on the bounce. It went down to the 25-yard line.
They did get a break right there. Dal Watson did not hit that punt well. He was hoping that he could get some kind of a break, and that ball would travel a little bit further, but it's a good break on the part of Beaumont French to get that ball on the 25-yard line. They have some room to operate.
Only a 22-yard kick for Watson.
Here you can see his punt. He just kind of punts it straight up in the air. Good thing he got a good bounce, but that thing only would have been about a 10-yard kick.
Gilbo is 6 out of 17 passing. And nowhere to go for Robert Keel, the fullback, except right into the arms of number 75, Kevin Wilson.
They've come out the second half, and they've tried to run that option just a little bit more. We've got a player down on the field right now, but he's getting back up.
Keel stayed down because there was 200 pounds of Kevin Wilson on top of him.
Keel is quite a football player, defensive player of the year in 22-5A. Will also go in there as a fullback for French. Good hard-nosed football player.
2nd and 9, tie game, 9:23 to play. Gilbo gets away. Gets out of bounds and didn't get more than a yard or two. Danny Servants was putting pressure on. John Fuller was flushing him out of the pocket.
Great individual effort by Gilbo right there to get out of that trap and to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even pick up 2 yards. 9 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this state championship football game. Scores tied 21-21.
Most of the scoring done in the first half. And French really hasn't had a chance to run much of its offense in the second half. Now we've got a flag, delay of game, I think. We'll wait for Percy Penn to tell us. No, offside. French lined up offside.
It was an interesting call because they never snapped the ball. You know what I think happened? Number 5,
Keith Wyckoff.
Keith Wyckoff came out, and he moved across the line of scrimmage, and then he got back. They never snapped the ball. Interesting call.
Wyckoff thinks it was interesting, too. He said, no, man, I didn't do that. Come on.
Usually a receiver will come out there to that official on in a wide situation and ask the official where the line of scrimmage is because he's so far away from the ball.
3rd down and 13. French has been in a hole the entire half. Gilbo, flag goes down. Gilbo is 5 yards short of a first down when Danny Servants belts him. Now check the flag. Picked it up, no flag. So, kicking time.
There's Coach Steve Shaver. He's been there. He's been at French for 14 years. They were the district champs in 75, 76, and 84. This is the first time French has ever won 10 games in a season.
Edelman gets the punt away, short but high. Fair catch called for by Wright at the 45, and then he's hit. And that will cost French some yardage. Made the catch after a 33-yard kick at the 45-yard line, and Paul Reed, number 43, did that.
He came in there and apparently didn't see the fair catch signal. But that hurt.
That'll cost him 15 yards all the way down to the French 40-yard line. Now listen to this field position in the second half after we come back. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left to play. 21-21. We'll be right back.
At Pontiac, our luxury cars are designed like our performance cars from the driver's point of view. Behind the wheel of a sporty Grand Prix, elegant Bonneville, or full-size 6-passenger Parisienne, you get room and comfort as well as balanced performance. You get a car that looks good and feels good too. Grand Prix, Bonneville, Parisienne, only from Pontiac.
Test drive one at your Pontiac dealer.
50, 51, 52.
The tax man's back, and your Dallas County Ford dealers must cut their $45 million inventory.
60.
During tax savings sale, prices will never be low on every car and truck. Buy before the 31st. Get big discounts on F-150s and Rangers. Tempos, Escorts, price to sell. We must reduce Dallas County Ford dealer inventory.
99, 100. Hurry!
Dallas County Ford dealers tax savings sale ends December 31st.
You may say it's only a football game, but the weight of the world is on those broad shoulders of Coach Steve Shaver of French. Permian in this half has started at their own 27, their own 40, and the last 3 possessions in French territory. The 46, the 49, now the 40. And Holloway to throw with a blitz coming. And it's almost intercepted. Charles Goodman was coming on the blitz.
Did Holloway ever get drilled? Watch him. He comes out here. He's looking the opposite way. He just doesn't see number 17, Charles Goodman, come in there. Charles Goodman really put a lick on him.
Sebastian Young, number 31, almost made the interception. It'll be 2nd down and 10. .45 to play. Play fake. Holloway to Watson. First down. Down to the 20-yard line.
Good throw by Holloway right there, and Watson got out of the backfield after a play-action fake. They like to do that. Permian fans loving it. Here it is right here. Play-action fake. Watson has come out of the backfield. Holloway drills him right there. Puts it right on the money to give Watson some time to run.
Tell you what, that was a pretty nifty catch because it almost squeezed out. It's like you see a baseball player catch the ball in his glove and there's a lot of white baseball showing. They say it's an ice cream cone. That was almost an ice cream cone. But they're down to the French 20-yard line. Inside handoff. Watson maybe got a yard.
It looks like there was a little mix-up on the play right there. I think Holloway went the wrong way, or Watson went the wrong way. I know that Holloway's reaction after Watson hit him.
You act like you know that quarterback reaction, like Willie Nelson. What does Willie Nelson say? I've seen that look on me 1,000 times.
I got hit by Earl one time, and if you don't think that was something, he went the wrong way or I went the wrong way, but we had a collision.
You lived to tell about it.
I told him which way to go next time.
Second down and 9 for the Panthers. Holloway, he'll run it. No, he won't. He wanted to, but he was pursued from the blind side by Michael Bryant.
Good job by Bryant right there. He would not allow Holloway to get outside of him. Now watch this. Permian's got some blockers out there, but number 21, Michael Bryant, comes up and makes a good tackle, good solid tackle on Holloway.
He just sliced right inside behind the fullback.
He really did.
Did a good job of reading the block. 7:04, the clock is running. 3rd down and 12, and the Panthers really want to take advantage of the field position. Holloway play fake, gets a block. Anderson at the 10. First down, Panthers.
Good throw by Alton Holloway.
That's 20 yards. Edgar Chazelle made the stop, a 14-yard gain. And watch the block at the line of scrimmage.
Good blocking. Holloway comes out. He drills that ball. Anderson is waiting for it. Right in the sunshine. Back into the shade. Close to the end zone.
Greg Anderson today has caught 11 passes for 125 yards.
Had an 82-yard punt return.
And an interception. 1st and goal from the 8. Flag down. This is Fletcher. Touchdown. Check the flag.
I think it's going to be on Permian.
Illegal procedure on Odessa Permian. That is the 2nd touchdown Permian has had called back by a penalty. Remember earlier they had a pass interception called back by a penalty. Or the interception wasn't, but the touchdown was. Oh, Coach Wilkins.
Coach Wilkins, and he's really not too happy right now. Of course, he shouldn't be. Number 44, Brian Lauterbach, bringing into play 8 district titles and 1 state championship while he's been the coach at Permian.
Holloway is now tied a school record for most completions in a game. Anderson has broken the school record for most catches in a game. Another flag goes down.
Here it is again, and it was the exact same official throwing the flag in the exact same area.
Illegal procedure against Odessa Permian. As they walk it off, we told you 11. Look at Coach Wilkins. He says right. And then what is this? Rod Serling is the head official or what? Am I in the twilight zone? We told you 11 catches for Greg Anderson. That breaks the school record of Ricky Ross, who caught 8 in a game against Port Neches Groves back in 1975. And Alton Holloway has completed 16 passes, which tied what Alan Moravec did against Midland way back in 1963. But right now, that's not what the Panthers are thinking about. They're thinking about a 1st and goal at the 8 that has suddenly become 1st down and 1st and goal at the 18.
Here you can see the penalty.
Play fake. Anderson back at the 8-yard line. Actually, they'll call it the 10, where he finally was driven down.
There's Donnell Anderson again.
I'd say they're pretty familiar with each other by now, wouldn't you think?
Well, here we go again. It's coming right at us this time. Holloway finds Anderson out here. This is what it's like to catch the ball and get hit. Anderson and Anderson.
Well, it's now 2nd and goal from the 10. And the clock continues to run. 5:25. We are tied at 21. Permian led 7-0. French scored the next 3 touchdowns. Permian the next 2. Intercepted!
No.
He is still on his feet. Now a flag. Robert Keel made the interception.
I think we're going to have a
face mask, perhaps?
I think we're going to have a face mask.
Chris Williams, number 16, got a hand on the pass and tipped it. And Robert Keel came away with the interception. Now look at Coach Wilkins. He cannot believe it.
Here it is again. Holloway rolling to his left. It was tipped right there. Keel steps right in front of it. He's the big play man for French. He stepped right in front of that ball. What a change of momentum this is.
That is the 4th turnover of the game for Odessa Permian. And French starts at the 27-yard line. Now, you ask yourselves, what happens if the game ends in a tie? These teams will be co-champions. We have confirmed that with UIL officials. French starts at the 27. And it's Paul Jones. All the way out near the 35 before Danny Servants brings him down.
Paul Jones with some nice inside running. Now, you've got to understand this. Bahan in the center, Rodenberg and Jenkins, the inside linemen for Beaumont French, all 5'7", 170 pounds, and they're doing a great job inside. Paul Jones making some nifty running cuts on an inside handoff.
A gain of 7, second and 3, 4:35 left in a tie game and the clock running. High formation. That's the Fuldy tailback, Paul Jones. Very close to a first down. Mitch Madison, number 15, and Danny Servants, number 38, with a stop on Jones. Once again, it is official confirmation from the UIL. If the game ends in a tie, French and Permian will be co-state champions.
Has that ever happened before?
Not in my memory at 5A.
Not in my memory either.
An extra wide receiver. 2 of them come to the left side now for French. Broken play. And number 64, John Fuller, threw Gilbo all the way back to the 32 for a loss of 7.5 yards.
John Fuller is considered a big play man on this defense, and there was a mix-up in communication there. And watch Fuller. He comes up and makes a big play. If he would have gotten lazy and gone down and followed the flow of everything, he may have gotten burned. Big play by John Fuller.
3:33 and the clock running on 2nd and 17. Gilbo to throw over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Wyckoff to cut deep. Wyckoff and Williams ran approximately the same play, the same pattern, Gift.
A little bit of a mix-up between Williams and Wyckoff, and both players kind of put their arms up in the air and said, was that ball to me? Watch, here you go. Gilbo coming out. Wyckoff looked like he was going after it.
You couldn't see Williams, but he was just a little bit behind Wyckoff, running virtually the same pattern. It is 3rd down and 17.
Big 3rd down call right here.
They have shut Williams out in this half. A reverse to Williams. He's forced deep. And he's almost to the 35. Bobby Rodriguez was the man who forced him back. And it'll be 4th down.
Here you can see the reverse. The ball goes back to Paul Jones, and Jones gives it to Williams coming around. Permian doing an excellent job right there. Rodriguez holding tight instead of pursuing down the line of scrimmage. Forced Williams out.
And they will kick with 2:45 in the game. Anderson is deep. Edelman, barely got it off. And it hits inside the 40. This is right. Gets it back to the 35, and Permian will have another crack with 2:36 to play. A 32-yard kick for Edelman. So the interception by Keel blunted one drive, but French not able to do anything with it. 21-21, 2:36 to play. We will be right back.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat and keep it company. That's the song I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy
Check out the savings on this selection of fashion-belted cords for juniors by Grapevines. Now 50% off the regular price. Add to that our collection of silk Angora sweaters and your choice of styles, also 50% off. At Miller's Outpost, we're making Christmas easy.
Don't move!
Co-champions would be all right with them, wouldn't it? From Beaumont French.
This is really interesting, Brad, because Permian is such a senior-oriented team. These guys, it's been a tradition ever since Coach Wilkins has been there to have a team meeting before every game with just the seniors leading it.
Here we go. 2:36. They run a draw play. Watson breaks it for 8. Robert Keel with the stop. Giff, I don't know, if I was French, I might find Greg Anderson. Oh, look at Watson. He can't even walk off the... Let that picture tell you the story. Oh, my.
It looks like he got the wind knocked out of him or something, but he is a big force in that Permian offense.
Back live, and it's a first down. Marcus Lott replaced Watson in the lineup and got the first down. What I started to say was if I was French, I might find Greg Anderson and stay with it. There you see the conversation between Brian Lauterbach, number 44, and Coach Wilkins. Lauterbach brings in the play. Inside 2 minutes, the clock is running. 1:55.
They're still attending to Dal Watson.
We hope that young man is not seriously injured. Lott back to midfield. Well, you made a point a minute ago that I think is pretty interesting about the tradition of Permian. For French, they've never had a state championship, and a co-championship would be a tremendous victory for them as timeout is called by Permian, and you see Dal Watson struggling to his feet now. For Permian, they've won 3 state championships. Coach Wilkins has won 1, and they came in here undefeated, 15-0, number 1 ranked in the state. And the experts say they're supposed to win the football game.
It would be a tremendous boost to Beaumont French to tie for this thing, although that's not what they want to do.
The senior executive producer of the Lorimar Sports Network is Russ Potts. The executive producer, Keith Samples. Jimmy Rayburn, the coordinating producer today. Dave Burchett has called the shots in the truck. Nice work, tall person. John Humphrey and Dave Almstead, the associate producers. Eric Norberg has been our technical director today, and the rest of the crew. And I also want to say thank you to the people who have helped us up here. Bob Thomas with another sterling job keeping the statistics. Dr. Mickey Abusi and Peggy Sham are spotters today. And we're not done yet. 1:37 left to play. 2nd and 7. Permian at midfield in a tie game. This is Lott. Struggling inside the 45, near first down yardage.
The weak side running play that they've been so successful with Watson. Robert Chambers in on that tackle.
Now Marcus Lott has to carry that load. He didn't get out of bounds. The clock stopped only because he did get a first down, and they reset the chains. 1st and 10. Now the clock starts. 1:27. Permian operating at the French 43-yard line. Anderson, you just saw him coming to the bottom of your screen, wide to the right. Play fake. They're looking for him. They couldn't get him because of a great defensive play by Chris Williams.
Almost a great play by Chris Williams. He dropped back into his zone coverage. Just about made a fingertip catch. Talking about this leadership thing just a little bit right now, and here you can see a leader on their team. Alton Holloway coming out. He's looking for his favorite receiver, Anderson. Just about gets it picked off by number 16, Williams. But these guys are a senior-oriented team. They've been through it. They know what it's like to be here. They may have the advantage.
2nd down, 10. Play fake. Wants Anderson again. Being chased. Being sacked. Derek Wilson, number 82.
We got a flag on the play, and I think it's going to be defensive. The defense was offside. They jumped on that play, and that's going to nullify a big, big play by number 82.
It was a loss of 13 yards, but sure enough, you saw Percy Penn, the referee, say offside defense. For your information, the last time there were state co-champions at the top level of Texas high school football, 1945. There's the offside.
There you can see him jump, and Holloway, right as Holloway's going out, a little bit of movement on the defense, and they just caught him right there.
Lauterbach, I beg your pardon, brings in the play. Coach Shaver says, I'll take a part of it. 55 seconds left for Permian to try to win the championship outright. Will be the first time in 39 years that there have been co-champions. Lauterbach in motion. Inside handoff to Lott. Michael Bryant and Thad Nobles stopped him, and timeout called by the Panthers with 36 seconds remaining.
Here you go, 1945, the last co-champs, Highland Park and Waco.
We have 36 seconds left in this 5A championship game, and we are tied. We'll be right back.
It's brand new. It's from Pontiac, and it's called Grand Am. The latest in Pontiac road car technology, Grand Am is a true driver's coupe. That means it's built for drivers who appreciate engineering excellence as well as exciting road machinery. You know who you are. Grand Am, new from Pontiac, only from Pontiac.
Test drive the new Grand Am at your Pontiac dealer.
By the time I hit the field, I've already worked overtime. Studying films of the guy cross the line 4 hours a night.
Back live, and the pass is intercepted by Charles Goodman, number 17 of French. Now, Giff, the big question will be, they have 31 seconds left.
Here we can see it again. Holloway coming out. Number 17, Goodman comes in there and makes a big, big play. Here you can see it again from ground level. Holloway coming out. He's trying to find Dyron Newis, big tight end.
They start at the 30. The question is, will they unload the guns in the last 31 seconds, or will they sit on it and take the co-championship?
You got to go for everything. They're not.
Here they go. Paul Jones. The 45, midfield. Mitch Madison, the cornerback, got him.
23 seconds left in this football game.
Paul Jones, a 20-yard pickup, and timeout. Beaumont French.
Look at this play. They spread everybody out, then they gave an inside handoff to Paul Jones. He takes it all the way down to the 50-yard line. Great job, great call.
Jones on the day, 10 carries for 70 yards. And Gilbo, I don't believe Gilbo's completed a pass in this half. He is 6 of 18 on the day, and he is 0 for 5 in this half. They are 50 yards away from a state championship. You see Paul Jones.
You can look for him to sprint this side and try and hit Willie Williams.
He's to the bottom of your screen, out of the picture. Wyckoff is the man at the top of the screen. And you see 23 seconds left. Gilbo out of the I formation. Deep for Wyckoff.
Oh, just about caught him.
And how fitting that number 11, Greg Anderson, was there to help break it up along with number 15, Mitch Madison. And Wyckoff says, oh, me.
Here you can see Wyckoff. He's trying to get it. Greg Anderson is right there. Goes right through both of their hands.
Oh, merciful heavens. Right through everybody's hands. It went 57 yards in the air.
Gilbo can throw it.
You can appreciate that, can't you? Huh? 16 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Play fake. Underneath and dropped by Melvin Turner.
What they were trying to do there is they were going to run Willie Williams off, and then they were going to bring their big tight end, Melvin Turner, underneath and see if he couldn't catch one inside and try and turn it up.
Well, they've got 2 chances left and 12 seconds to cover 50 yards. If they don't make it, Beaumont French and Odessa Permian will be co-champions, and it'll be the first time in the state of Texas since 1945. 3rd down and 10 at midfield. Wyckoff to the top of your screen, Williams down at the bottom. Gilbo is going to run it. He got 4 yards, and they'll call their last time out. And they have 4 seconds left.
The only thing left to do, Brad, is to throw it in the end zone.
And hope Gerard Phelan is down there and waiting for it, huh? Get behind the Miami defense and catch it.
We've seen it done before this year.
That worked for Boston College. There you see Coach Shaver and his quarterback, Mark Gilbo. I just want to take my hat off to the kids and the coaching staffs on both sides, and you can see the emotion that goes into it. But they have both, Gifford, played a tremendous game.
This is what it's all about, and there is a tremendous athlete right there. Mark Gilbo, the quarterback for Beaumont French. 4 seconds left to go in this football game. 21-21 tie, and we've seen just about everything there is to see. What a game.
It's a great Cinderella story for Beaumont French, 2nd in their district. Split their first 8 games of the year, won 4 upset games in the playoffs. And for Permian, you can say disappointing, but they were down 21-14.
Look at this. This is interesting. Williams and Wyckoff are on this side. Greg Anderson is on this side for Permian.
This may be the last shot. Oh, he's sacked. And a fumble. And it's picked up by Fuller. And oh, no! This is Mitch Madison. What a finish. But there will not, no, you can't advance it. You can't advance the fumble, I don't think. You cannot advance it, and the game will end with co-championship. We all got a little carried away by the excitement of the moment. But you cannot advance a fumble in high school football, and the game will end in a tie. And if we misled you about the legality of the advancing of the fumble, we apologize. Everyone got a little caught up in the moment. But you cannot advance the fumble. The Permian players gave it everything they had, but in a way, Giff, how fitting that the game should end in a tie.
It started out exciting, and there's no question about it, it finished exciting. What a game. A tribute to both schools, to both teams, to Texas high school football.
You can see the frustration in the faces of the Odessa Permian players. And Coach Wilkins says, listen up, we're co-champions with Beaumont French. First time there have been co-champions since Highland Park and Waco in 1945. That's the final score, and we'll be back at Texas Stadium in just a moment.
Take your brother with you.
Go for the big times, for the small. It's for the times you're feeling 10 feet tall. Oh, cause you made it. It's the one you grow up with. It's the real cola taste. With the lips, with the light, to put a smile on your face. Coke is it. Coke.
Hi, I'm Mark Evans of Friendly Chevrolet. One of the biggest joys of Christmas is the exchanging of gifts, even if you think you know what's in them. Take this one from my Aunt Grace. It looks like a tie box, doesn't rattle, it's light. In spite of the fact that Aunt Grace always gives me a tie, I'm going to hope it's something different, like some hunting gloves or maybe even some football tickets. Oh well, it's the thought that counts. So God bless you, Aunt Grace. And from all of us at Friendly Chevrolet, have a happy holiday.
The eyes of an artist see things others miss. The hands of an artist can take the raw wood of a tree and fashion it into a work of art. Don't miss Texas artist James Searle's dramatic sculptures and drawings in the major retrospective Visions, James Searle's 1974 through 1984 at the Dallas Museum of Art, December 2nd through January 13th of 1985. The Dallas Museum of Art, conveniently located downtown.
The pain of arthritis can get you down, but now you can help pick yourself up with the Arthritis Foundation's new self-help course. You can learn the latest ways to reduce pain and make yourself feel and live better. The course is available to you right now, so if you have arthritis, help yourself to the Arthritis Foundation's new self-help course and feel better. For details, please call the Arthritis Foundation today.
Well, you can't advance a fumble in high school football, but it was sure worth the price of admission just to see that for a possible finish.
I was excited. I'll tell you what, the neat thing about this whole thing is, did you see how Permian reacted? I mean, they were looking to lateral and lateral and lateral. They wanted to win the football game, and that's a great game.
A great comeback on the day for Odessa Permian. A great Cinderella story for Beaumont French. They tie 21-21. They are co-champions, and what a fitting example of the great dedication of high school football players in the state of Texas again.
Right after the game, they all got in the middle of the field, both teams, and you could just, there's the final score, 21-21. Both teams got in the middle of the field. The coaches talked to both teams, and it was just a thrilling experience.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed it. For Gifford Nielsen, I'm Brad Sham, reminding you the final score from Texas Stadium: Beaumont French 21, Odessa Permian 21.
Today's Texas 5A High School Football Championship, brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottler. For big refreshment, Coke is it. By Pontiac, cars built with a feel for the road. Pontiac, we build excitement. And by Southwestern Bell Telephone, we're online with the future.
Hey, Homer, how about some more coffee?
Sure. This Christmas, you'll save on the perfect gift for Dad by Farrah. Farrah Tri-Blend Flannel Slacks, now just $19.97 each. Choose from a variety of fashion colors in that comfortable fit that made Farrah famous.
We're making Christmas easy at Miller's Outpost.
That should fix it. What'd you use? Big glue.
We now join the following program in progress.